Mm, 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 mm. Da-da-da, da-da.
Hit it all splitter.
Hit it a splitter. Hit it a bye-week committer. The commissioner bye-week hitter. What's up, kid? Not one phone call, though? That's how we doing ours? Mm-hmm. Hit it, we got some hot coaches right now, some hot teams, man. Actively live. Getting it in. I'm proud of the league right now. I'm proud of some of these guys stepping up, man. We got some teams we gotta talk about in the limelight today on some real shit tonight. On some real shit, we gotta really talk about some of these teams, man. I think season 2, we in a situation now where them Super Bowl or bust teams from year 1 are still in the mix of Super Bowl bust teams, but we got some sleepers, some dark horses right now that's looking real good early on right now, man. Real good. Dogfight games, man. Got some roster turnovers, some things, situations where guys, really GM their ass off, put themselves in situations, guys added to the mix. Yep. Shit, you hit that on the button, 100. The real is showing ourselves, man. I know that much. I mean, we have 2 undefeated teams, and usually when we have undefeated teams, there's always one on each side. This time around, the AFC has 2 undefeated teams. Does that speak volumes? When you go out off the 2 undefeated teams, the next records are 2 lost teams. That's showing you that there's some really good ballers in the AFC right now. So all that conversation on NFC, AFC, you might have to get at a second look. Real talk. Real spill, dog. Real spill. Cue the music. Yes, sir. Talk that work, baby boy. Future plugs. Pay attention. If you're not paying attention, pay attention. Remember, look at your highlights at the end of your game, man. And your game should save. I think EA did a midnight fix to franchise mode without telling us because the sync slowed down. Now watch, because I said that. Watch what happened.
McCoy here.
Shit, we even got McCoy up on the score night late. He one of those teams we'll talk about. Winner, chicken dinner. Winner, chicken dinner. We're taking a turn for the best right now, man. We got some really good talking points to talk about right now. As always, I'll start off with hitters top 10.
Ravens play live.
Ravens play live.
Let's go. Bears.
All right, fellas, what's up with y'all, man? Here's the franchise guru. We back at it again, man. What week is this right now? Week 7. I'm on a bye week. Commish bye week. You already know what goes down on Commish bye week. Check the main chat for
Come
Gort.
on in, everyone. Seahawks.
Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that like button and tell a friend that it's them again. Anthits hitter, the wild gremlins. You know what I'm talking about? But do me a favor, hit that like button, man. Not only hit that like button, spark your Dutchies, your Miles, whatever it is you need. Grab your drink. If you're a boozy ass nigga, grab your wine glass. Drink you some motherfucking red wine, white wine, whatever the fuck you do. Whatever you're doing. Get some late work done. Hit the motherfucking training rooms. I mean, get your guys in order and all that. Talk about it. Bye weeks. I hate bye weeks because it's a 50-50 chance you're gonna get something you like, and then you also gonna get some negative shit. So discuss your plans for teams bye week. I don't care to do none of that. But here go a couple plugs. I'm gonna continue to plug these in. When we're not on that. Concede that 30-second mark if you're getting aired or losing. What we want guys to do now is once the game is over, don't exit out right away. Go to highlights and look at your highlights. Just scroll through the highlights, click on a couple of them, and then come out, and your game should be saved. Remember, that's important, fellas. All right, so while we're here now, let's get to the top 10. The top 10 swindleness right now. NFL. All right, we're going to do two situations. We're going to talk about the divisions as themselves. Every four team in each division we'll talk about in a second. But as far as hit his top 10, here we go. We start off with the number 1 team in the league right now are the Buffalo Bills. Before we go further, I'm going to spend some time with this. So if y'all ready to chill with me tonight, let's really get our little activities on. Let's talk some real shit right now. But remember, my opinion is my opinion. Do not let my opinion and my confidence fuck with your insecurities. All right, just remember that. Do not let my cockiness and confidence affect your insecurities. Now, with that being said, again, my opinion is my opinion. Everybody got an opinion. It's like an asshole. Everybody got one, right? Do not allow my opinions to sway you or make you feel some type of way. Just understand we're talking football. And I'm the Monday night quarterback. You know what I'm talking about? I get to sit behind the microphone and talk shit. But first of all, we're going to stop with these Bills. When the season started, the league started, the Buffalo Bills were picked by Brandon. To get to those Buffalo Bills, things went down before that. Again, remember, I told y'all, if y'all been paying attention, he's an enemy of me right now. We have beef. I still haven't gotten an apology from this man, but we still got beef. And that beef is not real life to me. That beef is on the field. We do not like the Bills. We do not like the Bills. But we like what the Bills doing. So let's talk about the number 1 overall team right now. Like, not overall, but the number 1 team, 6-0, man. 6-game winning streak, man. They striking. The one number that stands out to me when I look at this Bills team is cool. 286 points. I mean, he put a couple 70 burgers. And thanks, hitter. Everybody in the AFC that you played before you left, you just let them do whatever they want on purpose. I know why you did it, though. You're supposed to be my boy, though, right? You should have let the NFC guys walkie-talkie you like that. Don't let the Bills and any other AFC team you play go out there and Pro Bowl his players in that game, asshole. But 286 points that he scored, I'm cool. That's hot. We seen major numbers. We saw Craig and Falk last year go bonkers with points for it, right? But the number I like that I'm looking at right here on the board is just tells me that the Bills not only have the quarterback over there and a great offense, they have a stingy defense. And to get to that stingy defense, they only grew up 79 points on the year. To get to that, you had to have a good offseason. You had to have a great year of development in year 1, right? When you got an already good roster, you got to turn that roster into a already great roster. And I think they're on pace for that right now. So let's talk about this number one team, the Buffalo Bills. First, let's talk about the coach, Coach Brandon. Listen, winning does a lot for a guy's confidence, right? Winning will have you talking shit a little bit. Winning will have you wanting to be talked about. Winning will have you should be talked about. Winning will have you looking at guys like they lunch meat. Winning will have you the man, the king on the hill, right? You standing on top of the hill. Everybody want to be king of the hill. To that killer, put that long ass thing to your grill. Then it's not your block. It's not your rocks. You don't hustle anything not to get shot. All right, so I want to talk about this Bills roster for a second. I'm going to manage roster, and we're going to go look at the Bills roster for a second and talk about the number one team in the league right now and the hitters top 10 rankings. Slide down here to Buffalo, upstate New York, where it get real cold, and you gotta be a fucking dog to play in that weather. Well, their quarterback has played at the University of Wyoming, so he's built for that type of shit. But let's talk about this right now. The quarterback is still the quarterback. This is one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now. If I slide up and go to the NFL roster and just look at quarterbacks by overall, Justin Herbert is the 98 overall, Kyler Murray is 98 overall, Josh Allen is third on the list at 96. Then there's Patty Mahomes, who's declining like crazy. And then there's Lamar Jackson and Aaron Rodgers. Behind that is Joe Burrow. Now, that's just overall, right? As you can see, overalls. Now, let's get back to this Bills team. Let's talk about their quarterback right now, Josh Allen. Coming off of last year, I spoke with Josh Allen, and here's the interview. I get to sit down with what we call him, J.R. Lynn, right? I get to sit down with you, J.R. Lynn. First of all, do you like that nickname? I'm waiting for Brandon to respond. Do you like that nickname? Fellas, do y'all like that nickname, J.R. Lynn? I call him J.R. Lynn, Alleyway Joe, or Alleyway Josh, Alleyway J. I call him Alleyway J or J.R. Lynn. Either or. The reason I call him Alleyway J because he don't give a fuck. Listen,
He likes it.
I appreciate Josh Allen for this reason. The game made Josh Allen a true dual threat quarterback. In real life, you're watching Josh Allen be the 2022 Cam Newton, right? But 237 pounds. That's just being nice. Hit about 250, right? This is a big ass defensive end running into your DBs and your linebackers. But what I like about him is he turns the corner with the conversation of quarterbacks. Quarterbacks got to play from the pocket. They got to be, so they got to be smart. They got to better make all the throws. But he's a guy that can do a little bit of everything, right? He's a really good runner. He's a really good improviser. This guy is the truth, and with the arm talent that he has, and then the physicalness he brings in the run game, it puts me in a conversation of talking about him as the best quarterback in the league, and not just in real life, like right now on the game. I know numbers are everything. Men and women lie, numbers don't, as my boy Falky always say. But just from the eye test and just not seeing many games of his, but just knowing what his abilities are, what his ratings are, things like that, what he can do. Again, you're looking at a power forward playing quarterback. Like he's a big boy, man. But he seems like he's putting his team in a good situation all year. So you're dealing with listen, Alleyway J is the guy. Simple as that. Like we watched him go through a year of 102.5 QBR, 38 touchdowns, 28 picks. He was sacked 16 times. That's a low amount of sacks in a game that you can get plenty of sacks in. And he had a 66 completion percentage, and that was last year. He's up 2 points on that percentage. He's way up on 111.3, 1864, 18 touchdowns, 10 INTs. But what I think he is this year now is he's not gun shy. Like he has that arm for a reason, and I think he's distributing the ball in a confident level right now, like at a confident level. So you got Josh Allen, right, and then you look at him. I think they'll start using him a little bit more, but like this run game, Josh Allen at 6.6 yards a pop right now, that's scary. Because Alleyway J don't have a fumble on 13 carries right now, and you know it's easy for quarterbacks to let the ball go, let that bitch go. But he's not doing that right now. So I think he's in full command of their offense right now up there in upstate New York. He has it going on right now, and all things offensively lead through him. When your signal caller is the ace, then you have that, in your back pocket, and you have, one of the talented quarterbacks in the league running your system. The question is, what is the system? Well, whatever the system is, it has this team 6-0. But I would say the system is the system, but the defense is accelerating that system. The defense helps that system play flawless in a sense, because the defense is not giving up shit. And because they're not giving up shit, the offense have a lot of leeway to develop and grow still and make mistakes that's not devastating, if I may say. They're not devastating because that defense will get you off the field, 3 and out, turn you over, put you in situations where, the offense gets extra opportunities to either be great or fix mistakes. It's that simple, right? But Alleyway J is absolutely that guy right now, and he's showing it. I told y'all this team was a Super Bowl or bust team. The moment you pick this team, you put yourself in the category of you are for sure a playoff team. We know that, right? But you are for sure Super Bowl or bust. And I think they, losing in the playoffs last year, I think it motivated this team with that tag. So again, my conversation with Josh Allen was, first of all, let's talk about your coach, Josh. What does he bring to the table that fits what you bring to the table?
All in, Bills.
And that was what he said. All in, coach. We got an all in coach. So, well, we calling you all in Jay, right? So you got a coach that's all in. Now, everybody and their mama knows when you talk about the Bills, you're going to talk about, Jim Kelly and the K-Gun offense. When I look at this Bills team, I see potential of those teams with Jim Kelly at quarterback, right? I think they are in a better situation with Jay all in. So you ask them, how do you describe your offense? Like, if you was to give your offense a title, what would you give it, Josh? And his response is, well, we kind of similar. We did a lot of film work over the summer. And in that film work, we had to watch two things, our coach. And this is why I tell you I love our coach. He wanted us to watch. He sat us down offensively, and he wanted us to watch Jim Kelly and their highs and lows. Well, their highs was they revolutionized the K-Gun offense. What's that? That's a no-huddle offense in a sense, almost like the run and gun or the run and shoot. But a no-huddle offense in a sense, right, where we call them plays, on the fly. We're not doing exactly that, but he wanted us to see that, I like that, dash and dots. He wanted us to see, the speed and the intelligence of an offense playing together as a unit, and then doing it at a level where we're not going to sit, huddle up and get it, we're huddling up, but, we just love what Jim Kelly and that offense did. I think they had guys. It's almost like when the Bears brought the 46 defense out, and it was like, nobody can beat this blitzing ass defense. And then all of a sudden, they had to play the Miami Dolphins that spreaded them out with 4 and 5 wides and 3 or 4 wides. And that 46 started to show his weaknesses. Well, that's what Jim Kelly and the K-Gun offense kind of did. But the low of it was, as good as they were, they're always going to be remembered for a team that lost 4 Super Bowls, 4 straight at that. So when I tell you our coach is all in, he gave us a message. He gave us a message to be dominant and then at the same time finish, right? We don't want to be the team that, you know, on paper we should be in the Super Bowl every year and we fall short in the playoffs. So I think him over the summer making us watch, you know, pretty much the history and the story of Jim Kelly and that, you know, those early '90 teams uh, with Bruce Smith at the end and all the weapons they had all over the place, offensively and defensively. We watched their highs, we watched them go high, we watched them peak, and we watched them fall. But they continue to fight and do it year after year after year. Now they, you know, things didn't never bounce their way and winning the big one, but this is where the coach is showing his team something to better motivate them, right? And the best coaches in the league get their players to play for them. Simple as that. The best coaches in the league get their players to buy in, and if they buy in, that means they all in. All right, so Jay all in has our offense and the team that's all in right now. Now, with that being said, Josh, again, question: what do you guys have to do to take that next step? And I'm strictly talking offensively only, just offensively. What do you have to do to take that next step? And I think the answer is in young James Cook, Stephon Diggs, and Calvin Austin III. All right. The first thing is to have a vision. Well, the vision last year was we're going to go trade for Calvin Austin III. Steelers was willing to give him up. And in that trade, the Steelers went and got themselves somebody on the D line. And it was smart because, you know, they built their interior. Well, the Buffalo Bills are not short on defensive linemen. They have a really good front seven right now, right? But to go get Calvin Austin, and the first thing you think when you see a Calvin Austin is speed kills. But when you get a raw kid to come over playing for the University of Memphis, you get speed, but you get raw speed. So how do you turn that guy into a killer, into a guy that's focused? Well, take him through the process, right? And you allow him to do things like take your numbers and work a little harder, right? At this pace right now, he's going to shatter his last year numbers, right? 7 games in, 6 games in with a bye week. He's already light years ahead of everything right now, right? I mean, look at the average per game. This man is averaging 130 yards a game, pretty much 129. Look, 7 yards a pop after catch. 359 yards out of that 775 is run after the catch, and he has 9 touchdowns. He's literally 10 times better right now, like than he was last year. And the development makes everything a lot better. You got a quarterback that has a rifle of an arm that can play with a guy with this type of speed because he can get the ball to him. And he can do it in numerous ways. This guy is just not going to burn you down the field. Don't let him catch the ball in space. He's going to create that space and make things happen right now. Well, what makes that important is you give Josh Allen Stephon Diggs, and Josh Allen went from a guy that looked like he was going to be a bust to a guy that looked like the best quarterback in the league. You give him a Calvin Austin to complement Stephon Diggs. Now you got a guy that looks like we expect nothing less but you to be a winner and win it. So I think the offense is developing in a way where, you know, over his career, he's been the rushing attack. Now they have James Cook in the backfield, Dowdow's little brother, J.J. Cook, in the backfield. And, you know, off the year he had last year, which was tremendous as a rookie, right? 1,627 yards. I mean, look, he carried the ball 309 times, 96 yards a game. He had fumbling issues last year. I mean, he's off to a slower start with the fumbles with only 1 right now. Now, when you have a rookie running back that explodes like this and have 1,627 yards rushing, The only thing that kills him is that it was other rookie running backs last year that went crazy as well. But what happens is guys are going to key in on that. And then everything works itself out because now you got a back in the backfield that you have to pay attention to because this kid's a superstar. So now you got to pay attention to this guy, and you can't just worry about stopping their passing game. So they're not one-dimensional at all anymore, which changes that offense. When you all in with shit, you got to be all in with it. Now, James Cook is such a threat in that backfield, and I know it's early in the year. He has averaging 4.4 yards a pop, which is still great. I mean, it's still, still good. 5.3. I think, is room for this to improve here. 86.2 yards a game is still great. Then, out the backfield, 27 catches last year. He has 10 now. He's a threat. James Cook at the University of Georgia was a threat as a receiver running back. He was the guy they threw the ball to. But he also was a guy because they always had, multiple backs in that backfield in Georgia. You never really got to see him, ball out like his brother did at Florida State when he was the feature back. But if you have eyes on and you're a good evaluator of talent, then you understand that James Cook is just as good as his brother Dalvin. And some might say he's a better receiver out the backfield, and Dalvin is a really good receiver out the backfield. All right, so now I say all that just to say this. The weapons are there now. This team has the weapons to play around with right now. And they still got some guys in the wing, and this receiving core is pretty fast right now. You got Stephon Diggs. And guys, when I say fast, understand this. It's season 2. The league ain't overpowered with complete speed. And just so y'all know, it's never going to be. So a guy like Stephon Diggs with 92 speed, 94, that's still a speed, fast receiver when that's a threat. But 97, 96 is ridiculous. That's up in the area where Tyreek and those guys are, right? But now you don't have, listen, if you draw your coverage to Stephon Diggs, what's happening is Calvin Austin is killing you. And he's becoming a number 2 receiver for this team. Some might say he's the number 1 target right now. As long as Stephon Diggs remains on his roster, I will never say that. When you look at the development of those guys that are coming up behind those guys, Marquez Stevenson and Khalil Shakir, both these guys are speed demons. Both these guys will contribute to this offense. Both these guys are looking to take that next step because, as you can see, Stephon is 29 years old. All right, so as good as Stephon will be for this team for the next few years, you need this to develop here, right? So now you're looking at a Josh Allen who's all in, offense that's all in, and then what does the coach do? He goes and hires him a great defensive coordinator, and he brings in Nick Saban to man that defense. Brings in Nick Saban. Nick Saban loves cover 4. The quarter, the match defenses, and he's mastering that. And his defense is taking it to another level right now. And I think the reason why they are the best team in the league as of record-wise right now, and some could say on paper, is because you look at the offense and we have a tight end, Dawson Knox, superstar. Looking at this line, Deion Dawkins, 85 overall. Look at the line play. 78, Marcus Brewer, the diaper dandy. You're looking at center, Mitch Morris, 31-year-old, 81 overall, right? Still there. Ryan Bates, 76 overall, 4 years in. And then their last lineman, 82 overall, Spencer Brown, sitting here at 72 as a backup. So most of their linemen are 80. Let's go back to that right guard, 76 overall with the green hours up. So, to me, this is a good offensive line, man. Anytime you 80 across the board for the most part, you're in a good situation on the line right now. You're ahead of schedule a little bit. So, this line developed, and they're pretty solid right now. And, besides the rookie that they brought in, for the most part, these guys have been playing together already. So, now Josh Allen is comfortable with the line. They have a good run game, and then they got threats at the receiver position and tight end position. The offense is set. The offense is putting up numbers. They're scoring points at a high level. But defense, we know defense wins championships, right? And then I got to, I ain't even see Matthew Matthews right here. Matthew Matthews. I didn't even see him. So, yes, I did. 82. Because I said Spencer Brown. All right, so I like this offensive line. They got 2 young pieces on the offensive line, rookies that can develop into really big time players, a guard and a tackle. That's sweet over there to have. And then you look at the defense. Rose has turned into a man child, 84 overall. Over here, Von Miller, the veteran, and you still got Espinosa still behind him. But Von Miller is, up there with the sack leaders right now. As we start, he was one of the top sack leaders last year, and he's one of them right now to start off the first 6 games. At the D tackle position, Oliver's here. If you continue to look at what they got, Jaden Peavy, to me, should be a development issue. Here she too. Oh my God. What the fuck was that? All right, so then the linebacker level, they bring in R.J. Jenkins, 6'6", 250. So when you think you had a super freak at linebacker and Tremont Edmonds at 6'5", 250, they go and they go and double it up. They say, you know what, we like this type of linebacker that's fast, very big, man child. We like these type of linebackers. So they get them one of the top outside linebackers in the draft. He's superstar right now. R.J. Jenkins, 88 speed, 90 XL, 94 hit power. To go along with a cover linebacker, Terrell Bernard. I like the linebackers, the outside linebackers. I already showed you the middle. Spector's here, and Tremaine Edmonds is in the middle, right? Then you look at the outside linebackers, Matt Milano. He's a run-stopping linebacker, but he can get the job done. 81 overall. Then you go into the secondary. Tre'Davious White's getting up there in age, but he's still a shutdown. And then you got Kyrie Aline, who played all last year. He could have been a rookie of the year on defense last year, the way he played. So their cornerback room is pretty solid as well. Still in development stages in some spots, but they can cover. But where they got thick at was here at the safety level. Micah Hobbs always been one of the best safeties in the league. We know that. Poyer's still here, another one of the best safeties in the league. Like, they always had top tier safety play. But then they bring in Darryl Conley, D'Angelo Harper, and my boy DeMar Hamlin is still sitting here. And by the way, DeMar got played. He's supposed to be a little bit developed, way more than that. That's crazy. But anyway, you ask yourself, you got sub linebackers, at the safety position, really good sub linebackers, guys that can move around. So you put yourself in a situation where this team really got better over the summer. Simple as that. And when you are already a Super Bowl or bust team to start the dish off with, and then you get better over the summer, then what are you expected to do? Win ball games. And right now they're doing it at a high level, which makes them the best team in the league this year. So shout out to Brandon, because he's putting it together. They went out and signed Nick Saban. Nick Saban's last year at Alabama. He told his team week 8 in college football that that would have been his last year. They went and got him. Nick Saban came over here and brought his cover 4 quarters and a lot of his match concepts over here to this defense. And this is why you see them getting a bunch of safeties, because they want that guy to play that star position on defense. And it's clicking right now. I mean, 79 points. They've only given up 79 points in 6 games right now. So it's completely clicking. And who better to teach these young guys, the way of the league and the way of being a pro than 2 all-pro safeties and Hyde and Poyer. Listen, this Bills team is for real. Now, ask yourself, is there anything this Bills team need to do to get better? I think they just need to continue to develop their talent. But I would take offers for either one of these 2 safeties right here. And here's why. It's a long league, right? And that you don't have to not anticipate that it'll be a safety in the draft. And then when DeMar Hamlin is taken care of, then you'll understand what I really mean, right? So you got 2 aging safeties that's up there in age, because of the late start and the league was messed up. These guys aren't dropping their abilities. They're going to keep them. But eventually we're going to need to do something here. They can use one of these pieces right here, because these are really good pieces. Obviously, what do? Do you keep the speed, 90, 93, or do you keep the ability, 89, 89? I think these guys could use some draft picks, draft capital a little bit. Double up in one of these rounds right here. And if you offer that superstar, maybe double up here. But my thing is, I just think, you just always keep yourself going. Always keep yourself looking to do the next thing to better stay ahead of the curve of where your roster at right now. But this is a roster that's built to win right now, and they're doing exactly that, winning right now. Shout out to Coach Brandon with one of the best hires of the offseason. We're getting Nick Saban over here to play defense. Simple as that, to have that defense running around. And you can't tell me it wasn't a good hire because they, again, no one scored more, stop people from putting points on the board more than the Buffalo Bills. And then this team gets better when the weather changes, the element changes, the way teams come in there. And then you got Miami, who's a hot team, the other 6-0, right? But they don't want to play in that weather at all, right? You got the New York Jets. They kind of used to it a little bit, but they not upstate New York where that shit like Canada damn near freezing. But the Jets, they still got to get some things going on. New England plays in the element. So 3 out of 4 teams in that, 3 out of 4 teams in that division play in the element with the high flying, speedster team over there and the Dolphins, not playing in the elements. This team is in perfect position. Don't nobody want to go into Buffalo in January to play football. I'm telling you right now. I think Calvin Austin is playing, top receiver in the league type play this year. I don't know if and again, look at the receiver leaders, top 3 right there. Calvin Austin third with 51 catches, 775, 9 touchdowns on the year right now. He's balling for this team right now. Shout out to Coach Brandon. Flat out, you are doing your thing, dog. I think you need to continue, being confident how you are. Don't let your confidence fuck with people's insecurities. You know what I'm saying? Don't be insecure and mad at me because I'm confident. Man, keep doing what you're doing. You look at, some of the games he played this year, and this Buffalo Bills team ain't playing around with guys, man. I don't know if he took that, that playoff loss as bad as I took it last year. But you come out and get the Raiders at Vegas 41-14. The Patriots 21-14. Divisional game. You know what's going to happen there. Commanders, fucking ridiculous, 79-0. This is, let me be clear. As much as he's an asshole for doing this on purpose, and no disrespect or taking anything away from you, Brandon, but he was taking this year because he left for 15 days for vacation. So this is not giving a fuck. But and then not giving a fuck, I know if I click on this game, it's at least 3 players that's in the Pro Bowl because of this game. Then he went into Colorado at home. He brought them to upstate New York and 37-7. Them Jets 76-13, and then he had to take a forced win over the Patriots, which was give him a 32-31 win. But the games he's playing, he's putting up points, and he's doing guys dirty because they're not really putting up points on him at all. So this Bills team is flat out for real. They step in. They're not stepped on. They step in. Again, shout out to Brandon. Next, as we go down our top 10 list right now, they have the Buccaneers at number 2. How many of y'all think there's no way the Buccaneers should be at number 2 when we have another undefeated team in the league? Anybody agree? Should the Buccaneers at 6-1 be the number 2 team in the league and hit his top 10, or should the Bills and Dolphins, from being undefeated, be 1 and 2 right now? I'm gonna tell you like this. I don't have a problem with it, but here's why I would put the Dolphins at 2. Because of the points scored against. 158-94. To me, that state shows why they're 6-0. So I would say flat out the Dolphins should be number 2. Right? So it would show it 6-0. It would show if he lost 6-0. All right. So what I'm saying is this: the Bills and the Dolphins are in the same division, so they're not going to have them 1 and 2. That's why. That's why. Because if they were, they wouldn't go into the playoffs as 1 and 2, right? One will go to the fifth seed. So now, let's talk about this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. The funny thing is, you guys don't pay attention to storylines. Because if y'all did, you would say this was one of the most exciting GMs in our league. And if you don't think that, then you're a hater. Simple as that. Now, whatever side of the coin you on when it comes down to him making the trades that he made, or if you think it was great, if you think it was like, who the fuck let that go through, whatever the case may be, however you feel about the trades, they happen, right? And I'm gonna say this: a good GM not only adapts to his environment, his situation, he also makes things happen, right? But let's talk about the coach that took this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. All right, DC Snake Eyes. Well, and if you played in my leagues, we always tell y'all that he's one of the better GMs in the league. He's going to get to the trades he wants. He's going to put the team together. That's one thing he do. The difference is he was unorthodox in how he did it this year. Usually he takes, a team that completely needs work, and he plays all his young guys, get them guys developed and bust moves all off season long, and then build up a team. But this time he took a Super Bowl of bust team. Super Bowl of Bucks. That's what he did. Super Bowl of Bucks. Like somebody fell down the steps and shit. Super Bowl of Bucks team. But this Bucks team did a power move. Look, man, when you look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they didn't really play hard in that draft, but they kind of still won in the draft, right? Thank the Madden gods for them and their success in that draft still. So let's talk about this Buccaneers team for a second. Obviously, Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey were the centerpiece of the 2023 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the 22-23 year, right? When you look at the best two players on their team, Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey. Now, Aaron Donald went fucking crazy last year. And the fucked up part about it was quiet, and you didn't see it show up really until he played Boone and those Eagles in the playoffs. And Boone would be the first to tell you. I don't think Boone would say he would lose that game 9 out of 10 times. I definitely don't think that. I think he would think that at all. But I think he understood the magnitude of what this team had coming into those playoffs and how hard it would be, especially looking at the makeup of that Eagles team last year. Because we had a whole bunch of no-name guys become names that wasn't really ready to be names. But they took it on and they played really well. Come on, man. Aaron Donald, 24 tackles for loss, 17.5 sacks as true D. I mean, listen, DN, D tackle, it doesn't matter. You can move him anywhere on the line. He balled out, and this is great because most people would have picked Donald at D tackle, but why when you got Vita Vea right there? Leave him at DN and let him cause havoc, and he did exactly that. So that was a win, flat out win. And then Jalen Ramsey kind of made the secondary great again, right? It made it look like, don't try us. I could shut down one half of the field. And the good thing about Jalen is that he's that star position that I think the Bills are looking for. That guy in the secondary that can do it all. That star position. He's exactly that, right? So you're dealing with Jalen Ramsey, and the numbers wasn't crazy last year, and in fact he's going to beat those numbers this year. But 80 tackles, that's the star position. I ain't just going to be an outside corner. I'm a slot corner, safety. I can do it all. Right? For INTs, that's, most guys are going to stay away from him. Ain't going to challenge him at all. And rightfully so, he earned that. But they also earned the opportunity to run the beat back again, because you got the GOAT at quarterback. And this is why I say you need to be able to adapt to your environment, at the same time create it as well. We all know Snake over the years of coaching teams as being a heavy running team. Well, I can say he turned the light switch on and he switched his whole way of playing because of his talent that he had around him. And he switched his way of playing, and the run game wasn't the focal point of this offense last year. It was terrific Tom, the GOAT, and throwing the ball, with Mike Evans being one of the top 5 receivers in the league last year. And in the process of that, they developed players like Darlin, my boy. Come on, boy. They got the slot demon over there. They was getting busy last year, man. Very much getting busy last year.
I forgot he had him till he picked me off.
Right. And let's take a look at it. So in the draft, late in the fourth, fifth round, they was able to go get Antron Leftwich. They're being coached by Leftwich as we speak. His son is now the backup quarterback that's going to learn under Leftwich and Tom Brady until Tom Brady's ready to hang the cleats up. GMing at your finest, baby. Now in the run game, Rashad White is developing into that guy, right? But got work to do right now. I would go to bed and say I knew it. Leonard Fournette is now the fullback on this team after his sixth season is in the year in the league. And it's smart to have him at fullback, especially the way he's playing offense this year. Because you still can use him as a running back when you want. But they're putting their eggs in this basket right here in Rashad White. Rightfully so, though, right? Let's see what he's giving them this year as the number one running back right now. 120 carries, 564, 4.7 a pop, 7 rushing touchdowns, no fumbles, 22 broke tackles, 80 yards a game. Dobbying, I like it a lot. So they got their bell cow back there now, and they got a guy that if they need to, they can give him 30 carries whenever they need to. But you know, with Leonard at fullback, it opens up so much more for Tom Brady in the passing game, as well. But Mike Evans was a man child last year, and he figured it out. You play man to man, and you think you covering me, you crazy. Simple as that, and that's the game. And a lot of guys running around doing it right now. Right, just throw it up. We get it until that shit patch and you lose 4 games because you can't do that no more. But not saying that's what only thing Snake do. What I'm saying is this guy always been great with a receiver to go get it. Always. Every league I've played with him, and no homo played in the league with him, he's always had that receiver that can go get the 50-50. You saw him do it in 22 and one of the last playoff games against Falk where he was getting those 50-50s off, right? But listen, man, he balled out for him. Mike Evans, to me, played higher than I expected him to play. 94 catches, almost 2,000 yards receiving, 20 pop, 13 touchdowns, 111 yards a game. Right now, he's off to that same type of start. Touchdowns are down a little bit in 6, 7 games, but I'm gonna say 7 because I know he's one of those guys ain't gonna miss the gift, so he played right away. But 532 yards, 20.5. He's up, a couple points there. 76 yards a game. Got to get back up there. But that just tells me other people are involved now. But the weapons are still here. Mike Evans, 30. He touched that 30 threshold. Godwin's 27. Darden sitting here, 92 speed, but that 97 and that agility, that gives you a real shot for somebody like Tom Brady likes slot receivers. Love them. Really loves him. And I think Darden is exactly that. Last year, we had tight ends in the league that made us ignore a tight end in the league that shouldn't have been ignored. K. Odd in front of Mud, balled out, 84 speed, 84 excel. This guy really took it to that next level. I mean, when you got the GOAT throwing the ball to you, it makes it, very difficult. When I played him, this was a pain in my ass, no homo, K. Odd. And I think he's only going to get better. And because he's 24 years old and he's only in his second year, he'll grow with Leftwich. So when it's time to put Leftwich on the field, they got them a secure tight end, in my opinion. And then he did it on normal. Now 59 catches, 10 touchdowns. I mean, that's a really good year for a tight end. So their weapons is legit. They got a veteran football team. I do think they do need to get a little younger at the receiver position, but they will, because this is part of the marathon, right? Now, left tackle, superstar, 32 years old. Superstar, 24 years old in his second year. Looking at the center, Shaq Mason, 30 years old, dog. A nice little backup behind him. I would never play this guy. He wouldn't even be on my roster. Robert Hainsey at 25, 81 overall, right? And then the right tackle, you got Tristan Wirfs still here, superstar. One of the best offensive lines in the league to protect old man Tom, who can't really run around and not like that. But this line is built to be able to run the football and built to protect Tom Brady to allow him to get that pro read game going. Simple as that. So we like what they have there. This team should dominate again, and they should be in the championship game with this roster, right? Because while Aaron Donald is 32 years old, that means where he's sitting at, he's going to develop this kid behind him. That's the first thing. Shaq Barrett is still here, veteran, right? They go pick up Kyle Van Noy. He's been on the roster for a second, another veteran. So you got veterans. You're not going to lose their awareness game here, right? And then that D tackle Vita Vey. They got Logan Hall in the second year. He's up to a 77 right now, 90 strength with the green hours up. So Vita Vey can work him a little bit. They did lose Robert. What's his name? What's the other guy you lost? On that D line last year that you had that came from the Bears. He'll tell me. But Levante David, still a guy that's going to develop kids over here. Malik Reed, nice little special teams guy. But when you look at the roster, Devin White, one of the fastest linebackers in the league. They like speed, bro. They like it. They bring over another guy. This guy's pretty fast, too. I got to go check on him, too. KJ Britt, a little faster than that 80 speed as well. But it is what it is. At right outside linebacker, Dre Greenlaw.
Rolling on the floor, laughing, rolling on the floor, laughing, rolling on the floor, laughing.
But that makes sense. Listen, you knew you was going to have cap issues the moment them trades was made, right? And, they already, had a high cap situation going on, but you worked it out, you working it through. And this is why you don't see a lot of depth at certain positions right now. This is why they settle on for some players where he'll get better at once he cleans that cap situation up. And I understand that, and this is why I say, we're dealing with one of the best GMs in the league. And then when you put a good GM together, he understands how to put talent on the field, and he lets throw at Ramsey. But this is where they're going to get busy at. Quincy Bramley, to me, is going to be a big-time player. They already had a lot out of Zion McCollum last year from out of Sam Houston. So they're still, they got rid of a whole bunch of good corners on this roster, and they still stuck with some good corners on this roster because they're 4 deep at corner, but really 3. And 2 of them young enough to carry on the torch when Ramsey's ready to go to safety. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Hicks, that's what I was looking for. So, although they lost some big names, right, to better get under the cap and get things fixed over here because of the move they did for Ramsey. Although Ramsey and Donald, they did it, but they still have a good enough roster for me to continue to call this team Super Bowl or bust. Carlton Davis used to play corner, now he's at safety, smart, I like it. And then that strong safety, Antoine Winfield. Now these guys are going small at the safety position, which is fine. And we know it's going to be some type of blockbuster going down because they're going to have to. Now, this year they get to play with a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth, and a seventh in this draft. Mark my words, before it's said and done, they might be back in that first round somehow because they have the pieces they can do that with. But if they don't, I think they're on course to continue to do what they're doing. Right now, they take a veteran roster that when they line up, they're going to be smarter than your guys 90% of the time. And when you have a smarter team on the field, not a lot of mistakes get made. And when not a lot of mistakes get made, that means you're playing in front of the sticks, if that makes sense. I like this Bucs team. I do think this team is, again, Super Bowl or bust team. This is one of the better teams right now, roster-wise, right now, with the veterans all over the field. They are still one of the better teams in the league. Now, as far as the NFC go, I think, this team with the Washington Commanders kind of taking a back seat this season. I think this team really can, let's just call it what it is. I think they're going to be one of the teams that are expected to stop the Cardinals from getting back to another championship game in the NFC. Or stop them from getting back to a Super Bowl. One of the two. Either knock them out of the dance to get to the dance, or beat them to go to the dance. I think this team is lined up for that, and they should be. So let's just see how Snake maneuvers this roster going forward, and see how he continue to play at 6-1 right now. They're playing good football, and as they should. They're one of the best teams in the NFC. Actually, they are the best team in the NFC right now. Now, with that being said, a lot of those NFC teams, there's like 4 of them with 1 loss right now. And when I talk about the 4 that have 1 loss, a couple of them you expect. I mean, listen, the Cardinals won a huge game last night against the Ravens, giving the Ravens their 2nd loss on the year. Both of them went into the game with 1 loss, and it came down to the wire on a 4th and 3 in the red zone. Game over. Cardinals pull it off. Then they get the 49ers. They run through them tonight. Really destroyed them. and his team is flying high. But I think the Bucks are the team that can, knock that Cardinals team off their high horse a little bit. Simple as that, because I think they have the guys, that been there, done that. They won't be scared of the moment. And that matters when you're playing the game, man. That matters. Not scared of the moment. Simple as that. And, they kind of saw some things in the Ravens game that they played last year. And if you pay attention to them, they lined up in those same situations, man. They built off of it and made it some of their own shit. And I think, when you got a veteran team, they're not going to fall for play actions and things like that. They're going to get to the quarterback. They're not going to be dumb and chase the running back down while you're in the middle of a play action. Those little things aren't going to happen. This team started to show that they can send pressure by blitzing. Now the problem is on the back end, how comfortable are they with the man-to-man with Ramsey back there, Winfield and Carlton Davis playing safeties? How comfortable are they with the two young corners, lining up and still playing man-to-man and giving you some zero looks and sending that pressure? We shall see. When you get to the good teams that understand that, we'll see what happens. But right now, with one loss, they looking like they want to lock their division down again this year. Because they should have won it last year. I think the Saints took that division last year, if I'm not mistaken. But this team did play, divisional round, loss to a really hot Washington Commanders team last year. I think they want to build off of that and continue to develop the process. Because they got to run. They got to have a run. The pressure is on Coach Snake. Here's why. You got a guy who's playing a different style of football because of the team he has. Simple as that. But they have a small window, right? Tom Brady's fucking 55 years old. They got a small window. A lot of their top weapons are seasoned. They got a small window. So it's a win now approach for them. And when you got a team that plays like that, win now, man, and they got the recipe to play like that and try to win now, it's a situation. So I think we're going to look at this Bucks team when it comes down to the stretch and into the stretch, and we're going to see a Bucks team that, that will be able to go through some, mishaps. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this team lose 2 or 3 games in a row and then go on a fucking run. Like I think they have that type of leader and capability with leadership on their team to be able to do some things like that. What I'm pretty much saying is they're built to get around anything. They're built to handle anything. Tampa Bay. All right, let's go look at this Dolphins team right now. Tua Tagovailoa took this team to the AFC Championship last year, where they lost to the Chargers. And some would say, I don't think the Dolphins wasn't better than the Chargers. And I'm gonna say, no, Chargers are a better overall team. The Chargers is like the Bucks in a sense, veterans at the right spots. And then you got a veteran coach who definitely understands how to play with his team and put them in situations, right? So when you look at the Dolphins, though, one of the key things they did was at 8 this year in the draft, they went and got themselves a quarterback. The first thing they did is they went and got themselves a right-hand quarterback. The second thing they did, they went and got them a quarterback that fits exactly what that coach likes to do over there. Let's just call it what it is. Hoodie is not a guy that want to sit in the pocket and light you up, although he has the capability to sit in the pocket and light you up. Hoodie wants to extend plays, make shit happen on a rollout, catch you on some playmaker shit, hit you with bombs, catch you in bad coverages, and just launch the ball and let Reek and them run up under shit. Defensively, they want to play man and borderline and at times overpowering man-to-man where they should be fucking giving up picks and shit. Fuck that, I said it. Throwing shots. But they want to line up, blitz the life out of you too. A lot of teams are turning into a blitzing team, and a lot of it's because of the game. I'm not going to say guys copying me yet. I'm not going to say that, because the guy that I copy is in the league again. That I copy, that's sending this shit, we got him back in the league. So you think you seen blitzes from me? Man. But let's just call it what it is. This game is all about just blitzing. Just, you don't gotta fucking even make nothing happen. Just call that play, and 90% of us are on YouTube running all them YouTube blitzes. Simple as that. Because you can call any blitz in this game and get pressure, and you don't even gotta blitz and you get pressure, right? But we questioned the Dolphins all last year. Damn. You got the two fastest receivers in the league. They ain't doing shit. What the fuck going on out here? Damn. 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 Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. In the playoffs, I was pissed. Tyreek Hill looked like the best fucking player in the world. And he looked like the best player in the world for fucking one quarter. But when you talk to the coach and you ask Hoodie, what's going on with your team over here, buddy? So here's my interview with Hoodie. All right, AFC Championship last year. Do you feel like you got there ahead of schedule, or that team was supposed to be playing in that type of game? The moment I got past you, I felt as though that we can possibly play in the Super Bowl, and then I would have felt like I was ahead of schedule. And when I asked him why would you feel like you're ahead of schedule when most guys was ready to fucking kill me because they couldn't get the Dolphins. They got a strong defense. They're going top secondaries in the league, as is, right? They got the fastest fucking receivers in the world, and it came down to one answer: Tua. Jalen Waddle in the coach's head, and this is what the coach said to me out of his mouth. Jalen Waddle had a bad year because I couldn't throw to the right because he was a left-hand quarterback. I knew that he would go get a quarterback in his draft, and I did not think the quarterback he got will fall to him, but if he did, he was not letting me pass him, and that's exactly what happened. And they went and they got Vernon Sharper, my man from out of New Jersey, Paulsboro, New Jersey, Vernon Sharper. Look, you got yourself a dual threat quarterback, 92 speed, 92 excel. This guy is everything but that. Texas Tech, air raid. You thinking about Kyler Murray when you think of air raid, that's what you think, that's what you get. You're getting another Kyler Murray, but 6'1". What kind of work is he putting in this year? But the fact that he's a right-handed quarterback changes everything. Now the field should open up a little bit. So we should see, 101.8 QBR, 1532, 15 touchdowns, 11 INTs. He's been sacked 9 times. 63% completion percentage, not bad for a rookie. Not bad for a rookie, right? See what he's doing in the run game right now. Only 9 carries, 38 yards. But guys think Hoodie is just going to run all over the place and get up and down the field. That's going to come with the run game with the quarterback. But right now, that he's just buying himself time to get the ball to the fastest fucking offense in the league right now. This is the wild, wild west out there and motherfucking the wild, wild south. That's what we're going to call them. Come on, Hoodie, I need a name for this offense right now. Listen, Chase Edmond, burner. Y'all guys got to stop thinking 90 or above speed is not threshold for good speed. All right, they go. Listen, Chase Edmonds and Mostert both was 1,000-yard backs last year, and in fact, he was the only team in the league that had 2,000-yard backs. Remember that. Then they go on free agency, and what happens is anybody that's anybody in free agency for something, he's going to pick him up and put him on his roster. Simple as that. So he's a guy that y'all keep letting him do this shit. Y'all watch him do it all last year. He go on free agency and tear that shit up, whether it's off-season free agency where we in stage 1, 2, and 3, or he goes after the fucking preseason starts opening up. He go right to free agency and take everything that's smoking. All right, but I just want to show y'all that he had 1,000 yards as well. 2,000-yard backs last year. That's huge. Right? But they go get this kid. Right, listen, what I'm telling you, they didn't draft him. I know that. I'm almost 100% sure they didn't draft him. Oh, are we going to get it this sync? First time. Now, I said I ain't get one in long. This is as long as they ever did it, though. Shit. That's what's up. Let's get back to that Dolphins roster for a second. I just want to make sure I'm not skitzing. If Hoodie, if you're watching, did you draft? You didn't draft him. You got him out of free agency, right? I remember him in free agency. Let's see. Bryce Farrell. Maybe you did draft him 5th round, pick 30. or somebody drafted him and let him go. I don't think, if you are watching Hoodie, and then I know you are, let me know if this was a draft pick from you or you got him out of free agency. But what he doesn't do is he doesn't waste players. So, for example, you got 2,000-yard backs last year, right? 2,000-yard backs that are proven backs in your league, but you know they're getting up there in age. So you bring in a third running back, and he's been a big part of this offense this year. Like, I mean, he's getting the football, 91 carries for 351 yards. I would say he's the starting back right now. Now, 3.9, you want to get a little better there. 2 fumbles, 14 broken tackles, but you give him his time to grow. He's a little guy, too, for 202 pounds. That's a little guy back there. So he's getting starter reps right now, that running back. And that's what makes him great. He bring these guys in and he make them from the mud, make them better. Now Tyreek Hill, 29, getting up there in age, but he still got the fastest guy in the league at the receiver position. Waddle's right behind him. Cedric Wilson's here. Joey Patterson, that's a free agency pickup. When you start looking at some of these players, it's like, why? What do you need all this shit for? But this is what he do. These are guys that could be on some of you guys' rosters that needed receivers, but y'all did not take a step into free agency. Like Paris Campbell, why? Well, Wes Walker, he's going to play him because he named him that. So he's going to play him, and he's 69 overall with 95 speed. We used to do this back in the day. I got songs out 69 and make them great. I can almost think, just by looking at him, he's getting played right now, 13 catches, 4 touchdowns. So he has him involved right now. But then you get guys like Paris Campbell that, don't belong on this roster at all. You ask yourself, why? 2 catches, 42 yards. Why? Because they were sitting in free agency and I'm picking them up. Simple as that. Or if I lose guys because I can't sign them back, I got some weapons out here right now. Now, he had a rookie last year that I thought he was, bringing along, but it looks like Wes Welker is about to be that guy right now. But as you can see, they do have the weapons. You go back to the tight end, they good. They get a kid out of the draft, Chad Nance, solid tight end, more of a blocking type guy, but come on, 90 special catch. Not a speed demon, but 86 acceleration, got good change of direction. So now they 3 deep at the tight end. Some might even say 4 deep at the tight end right now, because they 70s and above. So I like this. Again, I don't know how, what use will all these guys be, but for depth, they're going to come down on special teams. They're going to make plays for you on other aspects of the game. But if I'm looking at tight ends, you're only going to see with that offense, you're probably going to just see Nance and Gesicki making plays for them. But they didn't have a problem building on Teron Armstead, superstar, probably one of the best tackles in the league. At left guard, Austin Jackson is developed to an 81 overall. They got Enchenberg still here and Robert Jones. So they got guys, with depth as well. And strength. Look at the strength over here with these guys. So they got guys at the center position. Eric McCoy's here, 84 overall. Their backup is a 79 overall. Another pickup, Connor Williams. Robert Hunt, 27 years old, 79 overall. And then their right tackle, they got Taylor Lewan. This is all picking them up free agency, putting that shit together. Now your offensive line, for the most part, is 80s and above across the board. The blocking is there. We already had 2,000-yard running backs in the backfield. Now you got protection for your weapons, right? Simple as that. Now, the ends, looking at it, can somebody step up over here? Yeah, they got some talent, in my opinion. Emmanuel Ogbah, we know who he is as a veteran. Dunlap is also a veteran. But on the other side, Anton Northcutt got picked up out of the draft. Dog and Phillips got moved from outside linebacker. No, this is Jacob Phillips. I'm sorry, not the same Phillips I'm looking at. All right, so we like the depth here. Solid there. At D tackle, Hicks is here. Snake loses Hakeem Hicks because he can't sign him back. And who picks him up? Simple as that. Like this, you get Christian Wilkins is here. He can play DN or D tackle. They move him to D tackle, right? And then Greg Posey at 6'5", 315, big time D tackle pickup right here. 96 strength with the the green arrows up. Dog, 80 speed, 83 excel at 6'5". You could play him at DN if you wanted to, but this is a good D tackle. So they loaded. You're looking at the depth. This team has, looks like how we look. Simple as that. Not just we, as in me. The guys that play the game this way. He's from the old school. He's from the era of us. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those originators. So he understands how to make that roster look the way it look over here. Simple as that. Channing Tindall, dog right now. Good speed outside linebacker. Rookie Joshua Hackett is going to be a development project. Let's see what he's looking at hitting. So we're gonna see, check him out. Let's see if he's a superstar, because this is a win if he is. Star, still a good situation over here. Again, now you seeing why teams are 6-0. They got depth. When they get in the fourth quarter and they hold them fours up, they got the players that's not tired. Conrad, Keller, 70 overall, normal, but this look like might have been a pickup out of free agency. Outside linebacker Jalen Phillips develops himself into an X factor. Then they go get Keon Neal. I mean, Snake couldn't hold them players. He picks them up. Simple as that. So now he's pitting depth. He's pitting veterans around his young players. And look, man, it is what it is. You know, Xavier Howard, 30 right now. You know, Trill got built. Kaylon Barnes has turned into a shutdown. Simple as that. Speed kills. And then you got some other fast guys down here that just help you with depth. At the safety play, Hollins there. And then that strong safety, Byron Jones. Look, Adrian Amos, you don't even need him. They got Johnny Milstead. This was actually one of the better safeties in the draft at his position. I don't know if he was a superstar or not. I think he is. But I think he was actually the number one strong safety in the draft and superstar. So they're super depth right now. And for you guys that aren't building like this, I feel sorry for you as the league goes on, because they're built. Simple as that. And now you see why they're 6-0. Simple as that. See why they're 6-0. All right. Now, that was my in-depth couple of teams. I'm not going to depth with every team. Let's go back to the NFC and let's run down to this top 10. The Seahawks will be my next show conversation, because look at young Ray sitting at 6-1, with his biggest win of the year was against the Arizona Cardinals, convincingly as well. 6-1 Seahawks. Last year, they had a lot of young pieces on defense that were stepping and making names for themselves. Well, they're a year older, right, with a cornerback that I think is one of the better cornerbacks in the league right now. And then they got Baker Mayfield playing at a high level. And the moment you get Baker Mayfield to play at a high level with a team that people want to look at and say he's the guy that ran 52 times in the playoff, so we know we got to stop the run. But yet he's doing it more than just running the football. He will line up and catch you with the box loaded and playing one and throwing it up and holding triangle. Simple as that. Gonna catch you with it. Right behind him is the Cardinals. Now, are we ready to talk about the Seahawks and the Cardinals as a rival in the NFC West right now? Or is it too early to bust that load that fast? I mean, like, the man himself is on headset with me right now. Would you be upset if somebody called him your rival right now?
That nigga ass.
There you go. Would you be upset if they call him your rival right now? In the NFC West, last year when we had these conversations about divisions, you was like, man, my division is ass. Well, is the Seahawks ready to push you to the limit?
That nigga ass.
Man, the broke clock is right twice a day, right?
Broke clock right twice a day. That's all I'm gonna say. Ray got some work to do, but he could even mention his name with my team. Got some work to do.
Donkey.
Oh shit! Am I starting a rival right now? That's all I want to know.
It ain't no rivalry.
Listen,
A rivalry is something that's comparable. Ray mess around and never make the second round of the playoffs.
Will he make the playoffs?
I think he'll make it this year. I think he'll make it.
Here's my question, Falk. The game y'all played already this year, what was the score?
Like 36 to like 16, 14, something like that.
Now, is that motivation for your next game, or you don't? That's the least thing.
There's always motivation to lose. But I think I lost.
A lot to a little.
Won the game. So anything I say is like taking something away from him. He won the game. But anytime you got 8 interceptions and 500 yards passing,
you said
the ball up and down the field, a lot of mistakes.
All right,
so tighten up for our next game.
All right, so you took the high road, but he came back and said, "Fuck all that. Fuck weak as hell. This is my division."
That nigga ass.
Oh God.
Division.
He said this is his division.
His first one. He won't win the division.
Oh shit.
That's your first home.
I'm starting anything. Fuck, Onk is in your division now. When I just one word, sum it up. Give me a one word answer when I just say these teams' name. 49ers.
He need to find a new game to play.
Rams.
Acclimated. I get acclimated to the league.
Seahawks.
One trick pony.
Cardinals.
I got some work to do to be with the elites.
All right. At number 5 are the Arizona Cardinals. Well, you came out of this draft and ended up drafting the number 1 receiver in the draft. When I had an interview with you, you didn't want the guy on your team. Can you share why?
We was used to the old guard, the Andy Isabellas, the Rondell Moores, the Marquise Browns, and we didn't know what we had. And I like to thank the Ravens coach, Guru Hits Israel, for instilling some wisdom in me and showing me what I had, and then to get me on the field. The rest is history.
The rest is history. It's a lot of rookie receivers, running around this league. And some are going to be great receivers. Excuse me, hiccups. Some are going to be great receivers. Why is yours one of those ones that will be a great receiver?
I just think his knack for big moments. You know, I think big moments, that's when he shines bright. That's when he shines bright. It's his big moments.
I got to witness it firsthand. My thing is this. I think he's at your actual true number 1 receiver. Is he able to take that title as a diaper dandy?
Say that part again?
I think he's your true number 1 receiver. Are you ready to give him that title as a diaper dandy?
Couple more games.
All right. So that's the Arizona Cardinals. Now, when you talk about explosiveness, we're going to talk about your off. Excuse me. I apologize, fellas. I got the hiccups. We're going to talk about your offense explosive, but you are 32nd in the league and running the football. Do you win a Super Bowl with those numbers?
No. I know that we don't want a Super Bowl plan like that.
Some say you got a bell cow in your backfield, and he is very upset right now. I spoke with him Thursday night, and without saying much, he said a lot.
Yeah, we're working on some things internally as a coaching staff, and there will be an improvement there. It's just unacceptable to have 4 carries, 6 carries in a game. So we're going to get him going. I promised him he would get 1,000 to 1,200 yards, and I meant my word. So we got some work to do.
So he said, the conversation I had with him, he said, I wasn't a high draft pick. I wasn't one of the top running backs that, was talked about through the whole draft process. But in the history of running backs coming into this league, is a lot of Hall of Fame running backs that wasn't first round or second round or even third round picks. He said he feel like he got his feet wet last year, and that he proven that he's the starting running back for the Arizona Cardinals. But for some reason, I feel like the coach doesn't trust him. He doesn't know what that is and why that is. And without saying much, it's if you're not going to use me, lose me.
We just got to do better. We want to gain that trust back. It's easy when you got these weapons out here, these receivers, quarterback that's all world, tight end that's all world. Forget about the guy that's could be a bell cow. So we're gonna get it together the next couple weeks.
They is these boom peoples again? They back. They back. Yo, fuck. In the main chat, I always say this. You always know the guys that, damn, he that bad. Oh, there they go. All right. So in the main chat, Falk, I don't know how many times have you heard me say this? You can always tell the guys that are winning.
Always.
You can always tell the guys that are losing. The guys that are not comfortable and they're not playing well or not, winning the way they, whatever the case may be, those guys aren't acting the same how they act all the other time. They're quiet as fuck, not saying nothing. You can't find them. You won't hear shit from them. You got to chase them to play their games, all that shit. But the guys that are having success will light that fucking chat up. Rightfully so, though, right? If you can't be confident in what you're doing, then you shouldn't be playing any type of competitive sport, in my opinion. Well, the Packers made a bold statement, and every day I check the chat. When I get up, I check the chat, and I've seen a lot of comments. A lot of guys are excited at where they are at right now in the season. But the Packers made a bold statement. He said flat out, if he locked in and put the work in like some of the guys that be winning games and the things they do to win it, that he'd be whooping their ass. Watch out for him. Well, he's got his team at 4-1 right now on a 4-game winning streak.
Seahawks butt cheeks.
What do you say to the Packers when we said they were a Super Bowl or bust team last year, showing that they are not a bust?
I'm all for it, man. You gotta have confidence in this game, man.
When do we hold people accountable, though? We should make them stand on that shit.
Oh, no, he's definitely gonna stand on it. He gotta stand on it because he said it. But I mean, he got his team at 4-1, so it looked like he a quarter of the way there, right?
Right. Daytime.
That nigga ass.
I was great ass.
Start looking at these schedules.
Start looking at these schedules. All right, so
everybody got 2 force wins.
And that top 6. Look, in that top 6, who there fraudulently?
I say the Seahawks definitely should be there, but you got a lucky win. The Packers down, so they're gonna be there. The Bucks, he middle of the pack, but this shit. I say that's all I can see right now because I'm looking on your screen.
All right. The Packers are sitting at number 6 right now. They only giving them 98 points, but they only scored 167 on the year. Most of the top 6 guys are 200 or above when it comes down to scoring points. So the Packers aren't scoring a lot of points, but they also ain't really giving up a lot either. 167. Who's that talking, Boone? I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Bengals. Boone, this question is for you and you only. McCoy is not only active early in the morning. We know my boy Up, giving back to the kids, the youth. We appreciate that. But on his little free time, he is tearing that chat up. And he rightfully so. He got his team 5-2 right now on top of the AFC North.
Hey, man, I just want to say keep that same energy. But he be talking to me in the chat, you know what I mean? But McCoy, he balling, man. I think y'all split last year, right?
Nah.
What happened?
I beat him twice.
Oh, yeah, that nigga ass. But
I split with the Steelers last year because of that 2-0 shit that happened. And then I lost to the Steelers this year, so yeah, I gotta beat them to split. Steelers too. That's another team that's hot. But go ahead.
Yeah, but McCoy, man, he way back, man. So he was there with us when we had active 32. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, win or lose, motherfuckers just, looking forward to the draft, trying to upset niggas. You know what I mean?
Right.
But now McCoy, he stick with what he good at, what he do. You know what I mean? He ain't gonna stray away from it. But, I think McCoy, he right where he's supposed to be, man. I think y'all might have one of the best divisions.
Look, last year, guys didn't get to see McCoy as who McCoy is, or we know him to be. And the reason why is because he joined the league late. So he came in behind the 8 ball, getting 60 and 70 put up on him in his own division because he was behind the 8 ball. Now you got McCoy's fresh from the scratch, from the jump street. You got McCoy from 21 fucking jump street right now, and it's showing. I mean, last year he went on an 8-game winning streak. He ain't losing a whole month last year until we played in the final week 18 game for the division. And now right now he's playing top tier ball right now, and honestly, the team that's next to him, number 8, sitting here, is the Steelers, and who's giving him one of his losses. I don't know who else he lost to. We'll get those. We'll get that. We'll get those stats in a second. But look, man,
Raymond. Get out of here with that.
he got Joe Mixon balling, and then he drafted a rookie running back that's a power back, big time back that he got balling as well. I made a comment on my last show that I think that he should absolutely trade Jamar Chase from that team, and I think he can gain so much capital from doing that. What you think, Falk? When I say that, am I wrong for saying that? Do I have some type of merit with what I'm saying?
No, I think you got some merit in saying that.
How about you, Boone? I'm not trying to play him out saying he being a waste over there. I'm just saying he's more valuable and getting pieces for him versus being on your roster. Because McCoy could do what he's doing with him with any receiver, to be honest with you. You give him a backfield and he gonna make shit work.
Yeah, no, he definitely need to. He don't need him, man. He need like just a regular, normal receiver, man. He definitely need to go get some draft picks for him or something.
Yes,
If he ain't
sir.
gonna use him, man, he gonna shit. Cause is progression off? Like digression. They digressing and
They digress, but not like where they lose abilities and all that shit though.
Shit. Yeah. Cause if he ain't gonna use him, shit, that motherfucker definitely need to go down.
And then you're looking at the Steelers and Anton, man. Look, listen. Anton, I called him. I'm sorry. My bad. I'm thinking of McCoy boy Anton right now. We're talking about Antonio Todd right now. Listen, you didn't get to see a full locked-in Antonio Todd last year. And right now, he's all the way locked in, and rightfully so, with some big wins under his belt this season. He looking like he making this AFC North a 3-man race right now. I'll go to Falk. Falk spent a little bit more time with Antonio. Do we expect this out of Antonio though? Falk, 5-game winning streak.
When he's dialed in, he's definitely a top 10, 12 player in the league. And he could give anybody a run for their money when he's fully engaged. The issue the last couple of years has been engagement. But if he can engage, he could definitely a dog type player.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you like this: it's coming together over there. Like with both those teams, 7 and 8 are dangerously good teams, offensively and defensively. They got pieces at every level on both sides of the ball, and it's getting real scary over there. I said the AFC North would be a problem, and I will go on a limb and say I know Harold Burgers is a walking 60 burger right now, but offensively with his motherfucking RPO glitch scheme. If he didn't run that shit in the hole, I think we're looking at a better coach over there in Cleveland. Am I reaching, fellas?
Maybe.
I thought I'd get the you reaching like a motherfucker. Oh my god.
Maybe
a little bit reaching. I mean, I don't want to see that Cleveland Browns team give up another 60-point game. All right. At number 9, coming off a fresh loss, Baltimore Ravens 4-2 at 9 right now. So you played us last night. Is this team the number 9 team in the league right now?
That team is the scariest team in the league. The manner in which they play, the coaching, young talent. That was a tough game I played the other day.
I think this team with the youth, especially in the secondary, I think this team with the youth they have, you see the youth is the reason why they 4-2. I think a lot of little mental breakdowns, things that they'll get better at as they grow. But I agree, as me being a coach of this team, me being a GM and the owner of this team is fucking scary, Falk.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so our number 10 team in the league right now on a 3-game winning streak. Their only losses on the year was to the number 9 team, Baltimore Ravens, and the Philadelphia Eagles. And that's the Super Bowl champions, the Chargers, man. Talk to me about that. Why are they sitting at 10 right now and not at the top of the totem pole?
Great question. I think the league might have caught up a little bit. I think teams have maybe gotten a little bit better. And I think in that maybe it came back down to the pack a little bit. That was a year or two. Um, just from me seeing some of the scores. I haven't watched any of the games, but some of the scores were closer. Last year it was like 40 and 50 burgers. Now it's like dog fights. So I don't know if one off season the league's kind of caught up to the team or the scheme. I'm not sure which one it is. I can't put my finger on it because I haven't seen them play this year.
Well, Boone, you absolutely played this team and you won the game on a walk-off pick or something like that. Pick 6, you won the game on?
Yeah, pick 6.
All right, I listen. I'll talk in depth with this coach. All right, Falk, you can attest to this. I can attest to this. Boom, and 90% of people in the league can attest to this. Sometimes not being locked in is effective on the field. Is that a yes or no?
Oh yeah.
So what we're gonna do is and Boone, I need you to be Boone and when I'm ready to say what I'm ready to say because I'm gonna be politically ant right now. Shout out to Craig on purchasing a house, man. That's a big accomplishment for such a young guy. Congratulations, that's first.
Congrats.
But in the process of copping that house,
ain't nothing like home ownership. So congrats, my boy.
Yeah, hell yeah, right? I'm saying hell yeah. I don't own a motherfucking crib. Anyway, when things like that happen and you on your grown man shit, well, grown man responsibilities pop in the picture too. During the playoffs, he was focused enough to be able to still win the Super Bowl in the process of moving and all that things, right? Then when the dust settled, we get into the next season. He still, things are happening around him right now that got him occupied. And I would say some of his attention is not, the detailed player he is and when by all means necessary is not the focus of him. And the first thing we get to see is we don't really usually see a Craig coach team with a quarterback throwing a lot of interceptions or a team turning the ball over a lot. That's the first thing. Just talking to the coach himself, again, not locked in. Dropped a lot of his leagues. Really not that many leagues. He just can't. Haven't got the time for it right now. And I think that if you asked him to speak on it, it would be that would be his main gripe. I just gotta lock back in. I just need to get back once I get everything in front of me and get everything settled with the new crib and all that stuff, and I lock back in. I am who I am. So Boone, I ask you. Is that justified? Is that a good justified reason on why we're seeing the team that went undefeated last year and put up 40 on everybody played damn near to him being number 10 right now? And should we be worried that he's at number 10 at 5-2 right now early in the year?
Nah, man, I don't think there's nothing to be worried about, man. But nah, that's fucking that's bullshit, man. Like I don't know, man. So the Chargers last year, man, I think they was top 5 team, top 3 team to play with.
Yeah, well, ability-wise, hell yeah, they were the team to get.
Shit, what you mean? They had a top 5 quarterback on their team or top 3.
Yeah, they had the ability. That was the team. Like if you're looking for a team that's already built to win right now, you go get the Chargers.
Yeah, so like he was so far ahead of everybody. You know what I mean? He was supposed to win. Like you said though, the league caught up to him. You know what I mean? And playing against me, I use everything. So like the shit that he like to do, man, it's just nothing doing. You know what I mean? I think he just ran into somebody that's a better user than him, and that was gonna let him drag me to death. But yeah, nah, man, like he right where he's supposed to be. Like that's just like Hero Burgers, man. Not Hero Burgers. Snake. He read where he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be top in the league. He still got one of the best teams on the game too.
Smoking crack.
We
Uh-oh.
can't give these. We giving these guys passes. They got these good teams and stuff. Yeah, man, shit just crazy though.
Oh, so are you saying I'm giving him a pass?
Yeah, you try. Yeah, we try to give him a pass. Yeah. No pass, man. Listen, man. Get in the house.
You breaking
But
up?
shit, you should be popping bottles. You know what I mean?
Hey, can I add to this though?
Okay.
Cause we gotta like locked in, like you know, like it's a beautiful thing. Like I do it too, so I'm not, you know, cashing any aspersions, but locked in could be. You can have a bad day at work. Your wife, your girl could be getting on your nerves. Kids could be getting on. You can have a flat tire.
Hold on, Falk. Let me go ahead. Finish real fast.
And then you gotta come in. And you gotta basically be an offensive and defensive coordinator playing the game. And some days are better than others. So I think the term locked in is if you pick up the sticks, it is what it is. And you can be locked in because it's like, man, I wasn't locked in. But at the end of the day, it's tough being just think about it. You being an offensive, they don't even do that in real life. They're either the offensive coordinator or the defensive coordinator. In a video game, you're both.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to really say, okay, I'm locked in when you got life issues. And that's for everybody, man. Some days I might be 18 for 20. The next day, I might be 11 for 20. You know what I'm saying? Throwing a ball. I just might not be locked in on my reads, and you know, one day I might shut down at a motherfucker because I'm like no distractions. Next day I might let somebody score 5-6 touchdowns depending on where my mind is. So I think what we got to do is I agree with Boone. We can't give no outs. It is what it is. We all deal with life issues and shit come up.
All right,
you know
so
I mean?
let me say this and make sure this is clear. Hear me when I say this. I asked the question, Boom, am I giving him an excuse by telling y'all the things that I know? Remember, I said I spoke with him personally, so I know some of the things. This is me. I didn't say he used it as an excuse. I said me. And I giving him an excuse, all right? I just want to clear that up first. Let's clear that up. This is me saying, you know, after talking to him and understanding, because look, man, my cousin passed away. I had to play Super Bowls after coming from, you know, I know, I get it. I was in that moving process last year, and I lost 6 fucking Super Bowls last year. I don't think nobody's ever gotten here and gotten one season and lost 6. So I get it. I can lose focus. Somebody do something I don't like in the game, and my mind's gone. I get it. But what I'm saying is just talking to him, and how, you know, I don't think he's spending the time that he would usually spend on the game right now. So I'm giving that excuse. I don't want nobody to think that's listening that he's using that as an excuse right now. Okay, this is me.
I got you.
You know what I mean?
But no, man, he just went. He went what 18-0, and then ran it off to the Super Bowl.
18-0, and then won the divisional round, the championship round, and the bowl. So what's that? 21-0.
You can't give him no passes at all. Like,
and this the thing too, Ed. This the thing too. It could just be. I mean, he could, you know, and this is not something he's using, but it could just be, you know, he's not in the right mindset to call the games he was calling last year. But I also think, just looking at some of the scores, I think some of the teams have caught up. I just do. I think the Ravens. I think the Ravens have caught up. I think the Eagles have caught up. I think I think he even played the Bears to a close game, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think teams just caught up. It's year 2. Guys are getting more comfortable, So I think in his, you know, doing whatever he's dealing with, he might got to work on reinvent himself as well, because teams have caught up, or maybe have gotten a little bit better as we progress.
I mean, everybody was playing. Some guys was playing the 5 version for the first time this last season. Some guys played in 5 leagues, but you know, if you was in my league, your focus was my league more than anything else. So everybody was playing in a situation where they were learning the game last year. And that's not taking nothing away from anybody's success last year either, right? And again, we're talking about a team that has 2 losses. Most of the league, most of the top players in the league got 2 losses right now. So
Yeah.
it ain't a panic button thing. It ain't like, oh my God, the world's crying. I'm just saying we had an undefeated team that's sitting at number 10 right now, early on right now.
But
And is it
hold on,
time?
Ed. Last year they was thrashing teams though.
Yeah.
Huh?
They was thrashing teams last year.
No, they were the people up there. No, you right. You right. And you right. But my thing is again.
It wasn't too many games they had last year.
Hey, listen, I tell you this. I'm looking at the schedule. If he go and lose to the Packers,
You play. Oh my God. All right,
if he
go ahead.
go
I'm
lose to the,
listening.
if he go lose to the Packers,
He ain't
the
losing to the
Colts,
damn Packers.
the
He ain't
Chiefs,
losing to the Packers.
the
The
Patriots, or
the
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 Bills.
coach on fire right now. What we saying? See how
Listen,
one of them
He
motherfuckers
ain't
in the
losing
listen,
chat
to the
early in the
Colts
morning
or
too.
Packers. Book
Boy,
it.
listen.
He is
What I'm
not
saying
losing
is,
to the Colts or Packers.
what
Book
I'm
it.
saying is, those out hood, and that could be a toss up. You know what I mean? Just because of how hood
Y'all
is.
been you been disrespectful now, boy. Like he might be
No, no,
struggling a
no,
little bit,
no.
or people
Listen,
might have caught up to his team, but he ain't losing those games. Like, come on, man.
I'm not saying that he's struggling and none of that. I'm saying we're talking about trying to see if we should panic. We shouldn't panic yet. But if he
nah, we
loses to the
shouldn't. Nowhere near
Packers,
being panic mode right now
okay,
for the Chargers.
then his next teams: Raiders, Packers, Jets, Dolphins, Colts, Chiefs, Patriots, Bills, Lions, Broncos. If he loses to those teams that I named, then yeah, maybe. And he gonna make a first round exit in the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like, but he can run these next ones off. I think Hood is probably his only big opponent. Then the coach after that. You know what I mean?
You said see how?
Yeah.
I said I'm
But
only
that,
saying that for a reason. Cause see how balling right now, bro. That's just
I
see
know.
how balling right now, bro.
Yeah. And this Madden is really anybody can win on any given day, especially with the way they do with the momentum
The
type shit.
momentum and shit,
So
yeah.
yeah. So that's why I say that. So those could be a trap game. You know?
I just know this. You got a guy that's been, in prove it mode, right? Prove it mode. He
Y'all
went he
need to
went into
make
a
me a
run that
courier.
was beautiful.
I needed the
Actually, came
pension.
into this with that same run. He's still in that prove it mode. He's still in that. I'm showing y'all I can do it this after this. Well, one Super Bowl is already under the belt.
Close.
Season one or not, one Super Bowl is already under the belt. 5-2 early on. I'm not worried about a 5-2 record. Shit. I think I lost 5 games last
Anthits.
year. You lose games, like you said, boom. Really, any given Sunday. My thing is, again, are we in panic mode? Should we be worried? Because we're saying things like, well, maybe teams caught up to that team. So it's almost like, all right, well, he was whooping niggas' ass last year, but are we giving him credit of him whooping niggas' ass last year, or he just had the better team? Is that what we saying?
I
It's
think it's a little.
both.
I think a little bit of
Yeah.
both.
Yeah, but you got to win the game that you're supposed to win, and I think we all can attest to dropping games that we probably
Who's
should have won.
last?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I
And it
know I
Who's
happens.
can.
You know
lying
what I
on
mean?
ass?
Can. I lost week
All those
two,
games that
three.
we shouldn't.
I lost. Put it this way: I lost to the Steelers. None of my starters was on the field. Fuck that. They was
The
all
Steelers
hurt.
ass.
We set them out. They was hurt. We set them out, and he motherfucking. When I say right, I'm not playing around. The Bengals and the Steelers are hitting the Bills are hit list rivals right now. Who you got on your shit list, Falk, as hit list rivals right now?
So for the Cardinals,
Yes, for the Cardinals. Yes,
um,
yes, for those Cardinals.
I would have to say the teams I lost to. I mean, you got the Eagles,
Mm-hmm.
you got the Chargers, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was last year. Who else I lost to? Um, I mean, I'm not going to count Seattle. I'm sorry. No disrespect, Ray,
That
but
nigga cheeks.
I'll be surprised if you beat me.
That boy ass
Not
juice.
saying it can't happen, but I'll just be surprised. Who else I lose to?
My boy Ray. All right, keep playing with me. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Raise boom boom room.
Stop playing
Well,
with him.
Bryce.
Oh, but
That
I'm
nigga
hearing.
man
But
gonna
listen,
sell some barbecue
I'm here.
sauce.
I'm hearing. Listen, I'm
He be
hearing.
raised.
I'm hearing from the quiet depths of the depths.
He man gonna
When,
sell
when,
some barbecue
hear me
sauce.
out. When the
He
weed
baby
smoke
raised.
clear, when the weed smoke clear, I heard niggas better be worried about them Raiders. That's
On
what
the
I
floor,
heard.
rolling on the floor, laughing.
Raiders who? What league?
And Game of Thrones,
That's a
Never
soccer
beat me
team.
again, I promise
the
you.
Raiders,
They
That's
got
a
a new
soccer
user?
team.
the
They got a new user?
Raiders.
They got a new user?
Y'all don't play my brother out like that, though. Damn, I'm saying I'm hearing the Raiders. Man, listen, bro. Boom. While I'm talking about it real fast, slide over there to the Raiders offense. Start from quarterback to the right tackle, and you tell me what that thing look like over there.
Boone talking like he's
To see
stamped.
the
I
Raiders?
don't even see
Nah,
him in the
that must
top
be nice or
15
something.
face with tears of joy.
Oh yeah, nah, them
Boone
Raiders
talking
nasty.
like
Hold
he's
on.
stamped. I don't even. What do you say? Boone talking like he's stamped. I don't even see him in the top 13. Damn, Boone. Young boy, he don't know who you are. Damn, fuck, you heard that shit?
What
Hey
happened?
man, listen.
Ray said Boone talking like he's stamped. I don't even see him in the top 13.
Oh
Did I
wow.
didn't I murder you last year? I could have sworn I did, didn't I?
I'm
Yeah.
starting my shit tonight. Remember, don't let my confidence, my cockiness have your insecurities mad at me.
Listen.
I'm telling you right now.
It,
I'm
it
talking shit. This
is.
is the show. Good show right now. We ain't even get to those Bears. Thinking about those Bears. They should have 4-3 right now. And I called him out and Shogun's out on that
Niggas
Lions
acting
game.
up.
Shogun's comes off a 38-14 win over the
Boone
Philadelphia
gonna be
Eagles
here for 3
and then
seasons
dropped the
after he
game
lose enough
to the
he's
Bears.
gone now.
Boone gonna be here for 3 seasons after he loses enough he's gone.
Hey,
Shit.
listen. Hey
He
man,
started to fire back.
if I could have took my game to Africa with me, dog, I would have. Hey man, can't do that, man. But nah,
You wouldn't
listen,
have came
Ray.
back with the game. They'd have robbed the shit out you
Shit,
for that.
man,
Oh
listen.
my god.
Would have to shoot him.
Yeah, I
But
know
yeah, nah, that
that. Bang
Seahawks
bang.
ass. That nigga really ass. We'll see in 3 weeks.
Y'all
I'll
playing
be in
3 weeks?
play, boy.
Say that Boone.
Yeah, about 3 weeks. Just fucking hit that shit 3 times.
Oh my God. 3-week rival. All right, so boom. Who's your creative rivals right now?
Man. So shit, everybody my rival, man. Fuck them all. Fuck all y'all. I'm trying to fucking murder all y'all motherfuckers on this game. Everybody, anybody line up in front of me, my rival, man. Just because you ass, I ain't taking it easy on you. Ass niggas would never prevail. Sometimes they do. That shit happens sometimes. But nah, everybody, man. Like, we cool on the game, man. But like, shit, once you line up, man, so I'm trying to put 50, 60 on you. And you better do the same to me.
All right, so listen, the Bears are 4-3. They just lost, so they're gonna drop from out of the top 11. But then behind them are the Giants at 4-2. The Colts are at 5-2 at 13, and then we get to our 14th and 15th team are the Lions and the Eagles. You are top 15 right now. Boom. Do you feel like you had the toughest schedule in the league this year?
Ah, definitely, man.
Oh by
Definitely.
far.
I
And
agree.
shit, the crap, man, shit. I feel like some of the games I lost, I definitely should. But
Well,
you
well,
know how that
speak on
hotel
it.
Wi-Fi be.
Speak on it. Is that the reason? The hotel Wi-Fi. Who you lost? You lost the Falk, Hoodie, and
Fort Hood and
Shoguns.
Shogun. Now Hood beat me because we played early, like around 11 o'clock. So shit, it wasn't nobody on the Wi-Fi. But like I couldn't get into the game with Falk. And then Shogun, like yeah. But now they won, man. The win is a win. And I lined up to play. But like I just feel like it would have been a little bit different. You know what I mean? Man, Falk is always a toss up, but. Y'all would have whooped Shogun ass
I'm
though.
saying he literally just said that though. Like you quiet about it. Like do you agree with him when y'all play as a toss up?
Yeah, definitely. Man,
I
listen,
didn't-
I feel like I
I
got
ain't
the
asked you
formula.
that question. I'm asking Falk. When you and Boone play each other, is it a toss up?
I think it depends on how Boone plays. If Boone come out locked in and playing playoff football, then yeah. If he come out with his one trick pony and trying to bombs over Baghdad, that's when he himself in trouble. So I think it's about his play style. It depends on how he want to play it.
All All right. So again, let's talk for a second, Boom.
What's up?
With the hardest schedule, and I agree, you do have the hardest schedule. This year, in my opinion, you got a tough schedule. When we talk about this Philadelphia Eagles team, can we talk about what's going on with Jalen Hurts? Because right now, Jalen Hurts is not playing elite football at all. And if you can't turn this around, what he looking like right now, do you see yourself, one, a playoff team, two, a team that we should be taking serious in the playoffs?
Man, I think you got to take me seriously, man, just because of the defense, man. You know what I mean? We seen the Ravens do it, man, in 2000, man, with Elvis Gerback. You know what I mean? The only difference, hey, I'm taking you
That
back,
wasn't
dog.
fucking Elvis Gerback. It was the quarterback. Nigga. He ain't fucking win the bowl for them. Elvis Gerback. He played for him, though, but he wasn't the fucking
Gerback. I
starter.
thought
It was Trent Dilfer, bro. Elvis Gerback.
You know what I mean, man?
That shit funny as hell. I called him Elvis.
Elvis Gerback. That motherfucker, he was ass just like him, though.
Is a few niggas that got Elvis Gerbacks on their team right now throwing the ball around the park. We're going to start calling these ass quarterbacks Elvis Gerbacks. Gerbacking. That's what he's doing. He Gerbacking. Come on, we're going to start dropping the whole time now. Now in the game, want to start dropping. They drop all day long. Now I want to start dropping. But go ahead, Boom. We're back to your stat line right now. Jalen Hurts is not off to a good start. Is that the credit of the teams you playing right now, or he's just not having a good year?
Nah, he's just not having a good year, man. But also, man, having that other dimension, man, that running dimension, it keeps us in games, man, and it keeps people guessing. So he's not like a one-trick pony, you know.
Right.
He can't throw the ball.
Don't
But
think over like that.
nah, man, like we still a top team in this league, man. No matter what, no matter how we looking, no matter how Hurts looking. We just got to prove it, man. Like, shit, we ain't won a Super Bowl. We didn't win a conference championship. Shit, we didn't make it out of the first round. You know what I mean? So we still got to prove ourselves. That's just like, you know, Craig is the only person here that really ain't got to prove himself, honestly. If you think about it.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
Everybody else got to prove themselves. So, you know, we can say and talk trash. You know, I can talk trash as much trash as I want to, but I got to step on that feeling like we got to prove it.
How do you get Jalen Hurts playing at because my thing is this, he doesn't have to be super elite, but if you can get him to 65% completions instead of 53, I think we're dealing with a different team. Falk, I'm gonna ask you, when you look at the run game, he has a running back in Miles Sanders on 116 carries this year with 6.4 and 9 touchdowns. He's averaging 124 yards a game running the ball. We never really see that out of a Boone's coach team where they run the ball like that. But my thing is this: you got A.J. Brown. They spent the first round on A.J. Brown and then gave him $100 million. How vital is it to get this guy involved? I mean, we're looking at A.J. Brown. We got to like week 14 last year, Boone. He had, 12 catches?
Yeah.
What is how much longer do you think A.J. Brown is going to deal with that? When do you allow him to show you his value?
Oh, man, he going to say it this year, man, but he going to allow us to do it, man, as long as we need to, because we paid him he getting $40 million. He getting a bunch of money. But, no, we definitely implementing him in the offense. And y'all gonna see some big things for he will be a 1,000-yard receiver this year.
Okay, that's on record.
That's on record.
Okay, all right. So now, when we look at your weapons, you had a guy, Quez Watkins, who went fucking crazy last year. I was off record talking about this, and I said, I think Boone problem was Quez Watkins on your depth chart was your number what, 1, 2, or 3?
Not number one. He was number one.
Now, the problem with him being at number 1 is you didn't benefit for breakouts last year from him.
Yeah.
So you played the whole year and you put up the numbers he put up as, your wildcat running back or wildcat quarterback and the number 1 receiver on your team on normal the entire year.
Yep. My
thing is, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, how do you incorporate these guys in the game to help Quez develop? Because, obviously he's not developing because you're not getting tandem breakouts. Not getting tandem breakouts means you're not getting those other receivers, good enough stats in the game to break Quez out, Watkins out. So, how do you going through the tough schedule you're in right now, we see that your run game is amped up. You vamped your run game up. And your quarterback is a big part of that run game, right? And Quez as well. But how do you get this thing hitting on all cylinders? We know what you can do with the deep ball. I mean, you came back from a 35 or 34-7 game against the Rams.
Yeah,
and,
34-7.
and you did it with things you comfortable with doing. And I'm not gonna call what you did out, but I'm gonna call your favorite passing plays got you back in the game, right? Am I right or wrong for saying that?
No, you're right.
All right. So we know you bombs over Baghdad. But how do you get Jalen Hurts to bring him? Like right now, he got brought back down to earth with the numbers he has right now. He's brought back down to earth. When guys aren't giving you that one play tutty or the big play down the field like that, where's the nickel and diamond? Where's the dump off to the running back here? Hit this guy on the out route, slant here, drag here. Where's that game at? Where you have the receivers that's great at that.
Man, I don't know, man. That style is boy. You gotta do what you gotta do to win ball.
Say that again. You was breaking up when you said it.
No, I said that style of play is just boring to me, man. That dink and dunk type shit, man. And I get the concept. You know what I mean? You throw it short.
We have technical difficulties right now. There you go. You back. I can hear you now.
Oh yeah, no, that play style is just boring to me, man. But we will start doing what we need to do to win games.
All right, now Philadelphia is a tough crowd to play in front of. Would you agree?
Yeah, even for me, shit.
Now, with that being said, when you start hearing the talks of who's our backup, things like that, how do you calm that noise down?
Man, we pretty much nipped that in the bud at the beginning of the season, man. In the draft, we did not take a quarterback. We kept the same quarterback that we drafted 2 years ago. And Hurts know that his job is pretty much safe, unless we start hearing some rumors about trades. Hurts know that this is his team.
Right. Now, is it unless though? So like what you saying, like you will entertain a trade if somebody's offering trades for him, if the trade's right.
I'm not gonna go into too much, man, but everybody has a price.
No doubt. Now, boom, your team survived last year. You said something when you was talking about your game against Craig, and is that how good of a user you are. Now, I'm in complete agreement with you there. I think you're one of the best and always been one of the best users we got when it comes to defense and using players. You take away some things that some of us wouldn't even dare to try to. Now, with that being said, how important is it for your defense to get off to another hot start the way they did last year? Like last year, it came on late and early. It's like both. It was like in between. But you had guys step up last year, and that was just way ahead of schedule. And for example, Kobe Dean with 47 tackles on the year right now. Blankenship has 38. Now, the one thing I'm a little concerned about, Blankenship accounted for, I think what's that, 1/3 of your sacks last year?
Yeah.
He doesn't have a sack this year. Is that because you develop him a little bit more as a deep safety now? Or is that scheme? Like what's going on? Why is it? Because he put a lot of pressure on guys last year in the games I watched. Why doesn't he have a sack right now?
Yeah, man. So him and CJ, man, pretty much switched roles, and CJ said he wanted to pretty much play that role. So you can see CJ got 3 sacks now. Okay. So they just switched. Yeah, they just switched, man, and Blankenship got a few more picks.
Now, there's nobody in the league that can say this. Nobody in the league can say they had better safety play out of their safeties last year than the Philadelphia Eagles safeties. Right now, they off to a hot start again, 38 and 35 tackles. One got 3 sacks, the other one got 5 picks, and the other one got 5 picks. Why are they ball hawks? Like, is that the scheme or user? Like, what makes them such great ball hawks?
Man, it's a little bit of both, man. So I'm always using at least one of the safeties. What I mean, a little tip for y'all if y'all play me. But I'm always using one, man, and the other one's back deep. I realized that my third safety on one of them is always gonna be back deep.
No doubt. You have some new pieces to this defense. Who would you say is playing, Blankenship's type of role last year? Meaning, what rookie is playing ahead of schedule? Would it be, the Penn State cornerback Donovan Oglesby? Would it be Alex Barnett, the middle linebacker from Auburn? And out of those two guys, who would you say is playing, that's going to that's going to have that Blankenship type year?
It got to be Burnett, man. He balling, man.
You got a middle linebacker with 11 tackles for losses right now, sack and 2 INTs right now. Do you feel like, we've seen Nakobe Dean do it, and it's almost like, the size doesn't matter when it comes down to linebackers. Why do you find these scatty, little smaller type linebackers that come into the league and play really big, where most guys looking for height and a lot bigger middle linebackers, and you got a guy that's 5'11", and your new rookie is 6'1"?
Shit, man, a lot of, man, I don't know if it's across the league, man, stoppers, man, and they get to the ball. So you can see with the tackle for and he don't too much give up too many broken tackles either.
Now, when you play, it's one thing to be a great user. The other thing is your nemesis is run teams. How would you know if your defense has arrived and they're better than what they was last year? Would you say, stopping a heavy running team, or would you say just showing pure dominance?
I say, yeah, man, on all three levels, man, pure dominance. So I think we pretty much had a secondary on lock. It's just getting to that edge, man, and we had the linebackers to stuff. They're able to get to the edge on us.
You have the New York Giants and Saquon Barkley coming up on deck right now. I think you beat them twice last year. Am I correct?
Yeah,
Swept the Giants last year. But it wasn't walk by games. They were really tough games, and Saquon Barkley had a lot of success in those games. What are your keys?
Man, we gotta limit the big long touchdown runs. You know what I mean? He can have the long runs. It's just they can't result in touchdowns. So we gotta make them kick field goals. If we get them into a field goal game, we know that we can score the ball. But we gonna first off, he can't get a lead on us, because then he gonna chew clock. Butt ball you. So if we make them kick field goals, that's pretty much the recipe for success.
You doing a lot of in and out. You all right? You good now?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cowboys. Just give me one answer, one word answer. Cowboys.
Not a thought.
Washington.
Going fishing.
Giants.
One trick pony.
Eagles.
Legendary.
All right. Boom, while we're here, let's talk about a little bit of NFL leaders and stats for right now. Kyler Murray is back at it again with 3,224 yards in 7 games. I'm sorry. He looked like he's on pace to shatter what he did last year. Why is Kyler Murray has his team the number one passing team in the league this year?
Man, no dick riding at all. That fault due, man. He's always been a passer, man, since fucking Madden 25. You know what I mean? Since before then, actually. And when you pass the ball like that, man, like some shit you just don't lose. You know what I mean? And it translates from game to game, year to year. And that's just something that he's always been able to do.
Some would say that he hasn't even unlocked Kyler's full potential yet. We don't see much out of Kyler when it comes down to running the football and extending plays. And then they're dead last in the league in rushing. Do you feel like this is going to hurt the Cardinals' chances to getting back to a Super Bowl if they can't turn the run game around?
I think I think you know when to do it. Smart enough player to, I guess do it when he really needs to.
All right. The number 2 passing yards leader in the league is Desmond Ritter for the Atlanta Falcons. Now, boom, this man has thrown for 2,403 yards. But on the flip side of that, 15 touchdowns to 39 interceptions. What does Corey has to do? And he's another person known for passing. What does he have to do to turn this around? Or do we give him a pass because this is his first season on the 5?
I would give him a pass, man. He just got to get in there and get on the game, man. I don't think he had enough hours in, you know. He just got his PlayStation 5 like fucking, 2 weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we got, I think, pass.
All right. Next on the list, Justin Herbert, 2266. 18 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 68% on the year right now. The league's MVP of last year, Super Bowl winning quarterback Justin Herbert. When you say Justin Herbert's name, make sure you say it again. What was your favorite saying when we say that? When you say my name, say...
I forgot. Goddamn.
You ain't forget. You just don't want to say it for him.
I forgot.
Make sure you call me Super Bowl champ. Yeah, God.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right. Man, you gotta tell somebody dethrone him. You know what I mean? That's him.
Do you feel like Justin will still be in the MVP conversation, or you think it's harder to win it two times in a row?
I don't think it's harder. I think that I don't know, man. I think he will. He'll be in the conversation, but I don't know if he'll win it, man. I think he fought hungry, and yeah, I don't think he'll win it.
All right, next up, Kurt Warner the second for the Rams. You just got to play Kurt Warner, and Kurt was boom. I am listen 60 next time. He said boom. I am. He said 60 on you. Let's talk about this. Kurt Warner had you down 34-7. Kurt Warner is on the list right now at 1, 2, 3, 4 in the league in passing yards. 20 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, 63% as a diaper dandy. He averaging 356 yards a game. What do you think about the quarterback, Kurt Warner?
Hey, man, I thought he was doing pretty good, man, against me, man. I didn't even know he was that good. I didn't. But good, man. 20 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. That's not bad at all.
At all. Not at all. For a rookie, too? For a rookie, though.
Yeah, like I said, the first half he did good, man, but, you know, the great coaches, make adjustments.
Is Kurt the best rookie quarterback in the league right now?
Shit, who else is a rookie?
We got some rookies running around. I'm not going to dig into it because.
But if he up there in the top 5, hell yeah.
Definitely up there in the top 5. I think he's up there with touchdowns too. Look, man, everybody want to talk about how McCoy is a runner, but Joe Burrow is sitting at 6 right now, or 5 right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the league in passing yards, 1,928 yards passing.
So, what do you do on you? No jet sweeps?
I ain't playing. I ain't playing him yet. He throw fast though. He throwing the holes real fast.
Okay. I don't know.
I mean, 12 touchdowns. But look, 12 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, but he's 74% on the year right now. I don't know what type of passing he's doing. He's averaging 10.4 yards a play when he do throw the ball. So let's talk about this. Joe Burrow. Is Joe Burrow playing at a high level, or the interception to touchdown ratio is going to hurt him right now?
I think, man, I don't think none of that stuff matter, man. I think it matter more about the record.
The record winning.
Yeah, man. It's all about those. We like those quarterbacks that find a way to win, and it seems like Joe Burrow's doing that.
Yes, sir. Now look, Baker Mayfield went from Cleveland to the Panthers, from the Panthers to the Seahawks. And right now, another person that's deemed as a running coach in this league has Baker Mayfield with 1,925 yards passing, 15 touchdowns versus 8 interceptions, but he is 57% on the year. I think that's a lot of 11.3. I think that's a lot of throw it up. 50-50s.
Yeah, definitely, man. To that boy Metcalf. Yeah, I can see that, man. Plus that boy, What Falk at? Falk don't want to sleep? Because
You
I
know,
haven't played him yet, so.
Falk always passing out. I don't know. Baker Mayfield has jumped up to an X Factor, I think, or a superstar. Jumped up to a superstar, and he did it on his dime. So let's look at it. And he did it against Onk Ass. Development trait
Ooh.
upgrade this week. Superstar development. He went up. That means he had a great game against Onk. That means he had to damn near be perfect at throwing the ball. Let me find out. Onk was trying to stop the run so much that he lets Baker Mayfield throw himself into a superstar. Let's look at the game. All right, 38-30 win over the Rams, 120 QBR, 346 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. What happened in this game? He went dummies and got his superstar ability upgrade. So should we be paying attention to Baker Mayfield?
He beat Falk, right?
Yep.
I don't know. What was that score?
I'm gonna go to that game against Falk. I want to break that's the numbers down in that game too. That does mean something. Let's see. So we're looking at stats, and we go down here to the Cardinals, 36-14. Now he had a 59 QBR in that game, 209 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. He was sacked 5 times. Didn't have a good game at all. 37%, 7.7 yards a pop. Nah, can't count that game.
So Falk beat us up pretty much.
Yeah, it looked like Falk had to turn the ball over in this game. Something had to happen for that to happen.
Was the Rams was the first game of the season? When was that?
No, the Rams was just for the Commissioner Week game. They just played that. They were the first team to play.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. But Baker didn't look good that game, so I don't know if he struggled against top opponents or what. But that's what it seems like.
So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Baker 6 in the league. At 7, Lamar Jackson with 1875. 16 touchdowns, 8 INTs, boom, 74%. 312 yards a game right now. He averaging 12.6 yards a pop.
Yeah.
Are we impressed with Lamar right now, or that's right around Lamar's situation? I think I'm more impressed with the 74%.
Yeah, so that's good, but I like to couple that with the running. I know we probably gonna go to that later, but with Lamar, you got to go with have you been running with him a lot?
Yes. No. Let's see. I'm about to go to the running right now. We'll go to the stats contract real fast and check him out. And let's see what he did as a rusher this year. All right, so 35 carries this year. 233 yards rushing. He averaging 6.7 yards a pop with 3 rushing touchdowns. But he only averaging 38.8 yards a game right now running the ball.
Yeah, so you really ain't running like that. But
as long as run, 58 yards as long as run. Number 8, Lamar was 7. Yep, number 8, we're looking at Josh Allen, 1864, 18 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 68%, 311 yards a game right now. How do you feel about Josh Allen?
Those are good numbers, man. Especially in a game where, for me, if you ask me, man, it's easy to throw picks. I think 18 for 10 interceptions is pretty good, man. But is that 58% or 68?
68%.
Yeah, 68%. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good percentage.
All right, and our last quarterback for the most yards in the league so far is Kenny Pickett, coming off his rookie year, 18-21, 16 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 63%. He averaging 260 yards a game with 10.8, so 11 yards a pop right now. Kenny Pickett. I think he's the reason why the success he's having is the reason why they went on a 5-game winning streak.
Yeah, no, that got to be it, because I don't know if you're running the ball well, and you played him, right?
Yeah, he hit me for 2 touchdown passes in that game too. Matter of fact, let's go to that. I think he hit me for. Let's go look at his numbers. He didn't have a bad game at all against me. Let's go down to the Ravens. All right, 21-13 ball game. He had 113 QBR, 258 yards passing. He threw a touchdown and threw a pick in that game, but wasn't sacked at all from me. And we come. That shit comes. So he was comfortable in that game. 12. He looked like he went 12 for 15 and 80%. I mean, Jesus. He was hit. That's dotting me up, right?
Yeah.
Dotted us the fuck up.
Yeah, he managed game
my
managed,
God.
man. He managed that game.
Yes, he did. Played a hell of a game. Then he comes off of that, takes care of the Jaguars 52-3, 322 yards, 4 touchdowns and a pick. So since then, he's been throwing 4 and 3 touchdowns. Look, man, look. I mean, against the Ravens, he had probably his highest completion percentage, but he only threw 1 touchdown in that game and a pick. Every game after that, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception against the Jaguars. Against the Bengals, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Against the Chiefs, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Kenny Pickett is playing well right now at a high fucking level, absolutely shitting right now. Oh my God. All right, that's your top 10 quarterbacks yards wise. Let's look at the touchdown guys. And 1, Kyler Murray. At 2, Kurt Warner Jr. Justin Herbert is at 3 with 18, tied with Josh Allen. Lamar Jackson and Kenny Pickett and Matt Corral are tied with 16 touchdowns on the year right now. We're gonna go look at our favorite stat. Boom. Who would you say is throwing the most interceptions on the year right now?
Shit, Jalen Hurts. Let's see. Man, that's you gotta be the quarterback that's in
The what?
the quarterback that's in Jacksonville or either the Washington quarterback.
Okay. Let's see which one it is. It's Desmond Ridder with 39 touchdowns, 15 touchdowns and 39 picks. Then you got Sam Howell, 9 touchdowns, 33 interceptions. Malik Willis, 4 touchdowns, 33 interceptions. Trevor Lawrence, Jacksonville, 5 touchdowns, 28 interceptions. And the rookie, the number 2 overall pick in the draft, Casey Hardy, 5 touchdowns, 24 interceptions.
I'm surprised Jalen Hurts ain't on there. Shit.
All right, let's get to the run game for a second right now. Let's talk about top carriers in the league right now. When I say Jonathan Taylor has 391 carries in 6 games, Jonathan Taylor has 391 carries already. He's on pace for 600 carries.
Shit, I say turn injuries on. God damn.
I mean, he already has 2,000 yards. Listen, we got 2,000-yard backs already, bro, and we in week 6.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, it's time to turn injuries on. Bro, Jonathan Taylor and Kenneth Walker III are on pace for 3,000 yards.
So first off, I wouldn't even let me look at this shit real quick, cause you telling me.
Wait,
I
don't know where them stats just came from. This is some old shit from last year. This is bullshit.
It gotta be.
That shit just flipped over. Let me see some shit. Let me go back to this now. Hold on. That was weird.
Thinking, we don't even have a 1,000-yard receiver yet.
All right, here we go. Now here we go. All right, that shit was weird. All right, Jonathan Taylor, 158 carries for 913 yards. So in 6 games, he's almost to 1,000 yards rushing, 5.8, 14 rushing touchdowns, 130 yards a game. DeAndre Swift is second in carries with 157, with 867 yards rushing, 5.5 and 8 touchdowns. Kenneth Walker is right behind him, 156 with 904, 5.8, 12 touchdowns. Joe Mixon got 143, 733. Barkley with 139, 763. Let's go look at the yards for right now. All right.
That shit's still dick riding.
Jonathan Taylor has, he's about to be 1,000-yard back before we get to the bye week. I mean, before we get to the trade deadline. Walker will be 1,000-yard back on his next game. Then you got Swift with 867. Barkley with 763. Nick Chubb with 751. I'm proud of that. That's Hero Burgers running the ball. That's good. Then you got your boy, Miles Sanders with 742 yards. Joe Mixon, 733. So that's your top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Eckler, 8. 9 is AI, Anthony Israel, and then Najee Harris is 10. Round off your top 10 Russians right now. When you think about these names in the top 10, boom. All right, I'm gonna just give me a quick what you think about them. Jonathan Taylor, Seahound, and the Colts.
Man, he doing what he need to do to win games. Shit, that's it.
Kenneth Walker the third from the Seattle Seahawks.
I see why he winning. Like, I don't know. I can't even say that about it, man. Shit, I don't know.
DeAndre Swift. You played DeAndre Swift twice. 867.
Yeah,
is he the real deal?
Yeah, no, he's the real deal, man. And I'm just starting to realize that running the ball is the new passing game, man, of Madden. Like, it used to be easy as hell to throw the ball. Shit, now everybody kind of learning how to run the ball now.
I mean,
Shit.
I think running's still
Norm,
hard.
You be up here too. You be up here too. Like past Maddens, you used to be like top 5, top 3.
I got tired of it though. I'm still trying to, because I got myself as my player running back, so therefore I want to succeed. But like, that's not I'm into building the entire franchise. You know what I mean? All right, so Jonathan does have 14 touchdowns. Walker has 12. And then you have, look, man, is this not impressive to you? Alexander Telfair, the rookie, the diaper Danny out of Pittsburgh, that's in Cincinnati right now, is with 9 touchdowns, and Joe Mixon has 8. I mean, these guys are playing pretty well. This guy has 54 carries on the year, 5.5 yards a pop. And Joe Mixon has 143 carries with 5.1 yards a pop. Is it safe to say that he has a dual threat backfield right now?
Yeah, no, definitely safe to say that.
Now, Miles Sanders, 9 touchdowns, so he's third on the list right now, tied for 3. And then you got 8 from Mixon, 8 from Eckler, and then DeAndre Swift with 8. And then there's a host of 7s after that. Let's look at the receiving game right now. Who's got the most catches on the season right now? And we're going to Calvin Austin III for the Buffalo Bills with 51 catches right now. Cooper Kupp, boom, 48. Is he still the real deal?
Yeah, nah, he is, man. You got to find out where Cooper Kupp at, man. I'm about to tell you a little trick, man. Check Kupp. You got to know where he at all times.
That's the new thing, check Kupp now?
Check Kupp.
Check Kupp right now. If you don't know where he at, deal with him. Scooper, he the Super Cooper Kupp, boy. All right, Gerald Everett is picked up from where he started off last year. I mean, 44 catches at tight end right now. He's number 3 on the list right now with receptions, tied with Keenan Allen. So 2 guys from the same team. We're looking like, listen, man, them Chargers ain't going nowhere. They're right here doing what they usually do. Gerald Everett with 44 catches, Keenan Allen tied with 44. But we got the Bears in the building. Velus Jones Jr., 43 catches on the year right now. Are we saying that the Bears have found their number 1 receiver?
Yeah, I think they have, man. And I know I called this dude ass last year too. But hey, man, he balling out, man. I still don't think he that good, but he still can get the way he want to go.
He balling with Velus. He got his number 1. Look, ETN out of the backfield of Jacksonville. Duval's running back has 39 catches out the backfield right now. Are you impressed with that, or is that what do you
do? Yeah, he butt balling, man. But you can't. I don't know, man. Mike, he trying to find out his offense, man. He trying to find his way. So I don't know, man. But I'm not impressed with that.
All right, so when we look at receiving yards, Cooper Kupp is a 1,000-yard receiver already. 48 catches for 1,021. He's averaging 21.3 yards a pop. 145 yards a game, 9 touchdowns. I'm going crazy with him. Hollywood Brown balling out, 38 catches for 913, 24 yards a pop, 130 on the game, 10 touchdowns. Gerald Everett at 788. Austin, the third, 775. Kyle Pitts, tight end number 2, 707. Now we got a diaper dandy and Ricky Newman sitting here with 28 catches, 695 yards. He is throwing them things up. Is it safe to say that the Seahawks is launching them shits this year? Just launching them shit. Run, throw a bomb. If you in man-to-man, I'm gonna catch the ball. Simple as that. Or I'm running by you, because this kid, Ricky Newman, is a speed demon, boom. You can't load the box, 9 in the box to stop his run and think you're going to stop a guy that's running with this type of speed right here. Hold up. 98 speed, 98 excel, out the draft. He's a dog. And he's not playing bad with him. I'm really, honestly, I know we've been talking shit all night, but yo, I kind of like what Lil Ray doing right now, man.
Nah, man, all bullshit aside, man, like, he balling, man. But, you know what I mean, we just got to make sure he can sustain that, you know what I mean? Right. A lot of people ball during the season, and then once you get in the playoffs, then, you know, it's like, what happened?
Yes, sir. Old man Keenan Allen, listen, when you played Keenan Allen, let me ask you this. Did you worry about Keenan Allen running by you at all?
Don't forget DK.
Nah, but that wasn't even it though. But like he
a fucking dog though, right?
But he moved faster than his speed.
Exactly, because he a fucking dog. He had a dog. Look, 44 catches, 683 yards, 15.5 yards. Looking at tight end numbers as far as the average per catch, but looking at average per catch at 15.5, that's great football. That's medium range throwing right there with 7 touchdowns. He's balling. Trey McBride, the tight end who balled out last year, he was second to Everett over there in Los Angeles. 34 catches, 661, 6 touchdowns right now as well. Then there's the kid Rashad Bateman on 27 catches right now, 655, 24.3. He's averaging 109 yards a game with 7 touchdowns. Behind that is Velus Jones and then the diaper dandy. So Falk is in the top 15 with all his receivers, but Velus Jones again 14.9 yards a pop. 91.6 yards a game and 4 touchdowns. And then there's the number 1 diaper dandy at that position, Ezekiel Bird, 27 catches, 614, 22 and 7, 87.7 yards a game, 7 touchdowns. Is there a problem that we're not seeing Devontae Adams or D Hop in here, with at least with receptions?
So it's definitely a problem that we're gonna continue. Those guys need to be moved, and I don't know. Maybe he need to start over. I mean, and I don't know, trade for some picks and get a rookie. But I don't know. That might be the receiver graveyard over
there. Damn, that's how you coming? Oh my God! All right, so squad is kept. George Pickens is turned up a little bit as well with 26 catches, 585, 22 and a half. 83.6 and 5 touchdowns on the year right now. George Pickens, come on, bro. Did the Pittsburgh Steelers find their number 1 receiver?
Yeah, no, they definitely found it. And I don't know did he go off against you? Did he catch one of them touchdowns?
Yeah, man. Listen, man, he kind of was disrespectful, and all 3 of those bombs he caught on me was on Marlon Humphreys himself. Man to man, bro. These guys getting their YouTube on. I'll tell you that. Yeah, I said it. I fucking said it. Yep. Man, when they patch that glitch, what are you gonna do? What do you do? Nah, he balled out though. He got me twice with him because even in the game we played that got fucked up last year, he fucking put it on me a little bit. No homo. Listen, man, he had 2 catches, 77 yards, but he didn't score a touchdown. But he had 2 catches, 77 yards, 38 and a half yards in that game. Again, bombs. His longest was 53 yards on me. He walked by Humphreys. Big time. I was pissed too. Walked right by Humphreys. I mean, the Steelers did not put a drive together the entire game. Turnovers and bombs. But he played such a solid game because he got the first downs when he needed. Like, don't get it wrong. When I say he didn't put a drive together, like he didn't go 12 plays and then get to 5-yard lines and then punch it in. He hit me from 40 yards out, 70 yards out, 60 yards out, and then he dotted me at the right time. I mean, he had me. I'm honest to God, he had me all over the place defensively. Patrick Queen wasn't on the field. Javier Christmas wasn't on the field. They was suspended. I suspended those guys. And Marlon Humphreys, I don't know if he had a late night or what, but I need to find out why he was able to pick on Marlon Humphreys the way he did. When I tell you we want this team in the worst way, and we realize it's playoff mode when you play him from here on out, boom. Now you get a guy like that, like, you know what, week 3, all right, nah, fuck that. I can't try to dick ride a certain player. I got to line up and play. If I don't, we walk out of there with the loss. Simple as that. And that's what happened. So we on revenge tour there. All right, that's our receiving play right now. Let's go look at the defense, what's going on over there. Now, I don't really like tackles because a lot of guys, tackles don't matter because they either not finishing the game or letting guys play the computer. So we're not going to talk about that. But I do love tackle for losses right now. Boone, are you impressed with Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa leading the league with 23 tackle for losses and 21 tackle for losses right now? We called them the best tandem rushers in the league last year, and are we calling them that again this year?
Yeah, man, I think they still got it, man, until somebody, dethrone them. Shit, man, and plus they Super Bowl champs, so shit, you got to give it to them.
I agree wholeheartedly. These two together are a pain in my... All right, so Dolphy Owe got 17 tackle for losses. TJ Watt got 16. You got Drake Jackson with 15 tackle for losses, Buckner with 14, Ajabo with 14. That's who with Deacon Jones with 14, Unks and his Deacon Jones. And then you got Keenan Drummond 13 from Travis Waller, Trayvon Walker. I'm only, when I do the tackle for losses, fellas, I always go down till we get to the single digits. So right now, Trayvon Walker with 13, tied with Nick Bosa. Chase Young with 13. Jalen Phillips for the Dolphins, 13. Troy Anderson for the Falcons, 12. Montez Sweat, 12. Jonathan Allen, 12. They go, look, between the Chargers and the football team or the Commanders, their fucking front four, well, the Chargers got the, the two outside edge guys, but these guys got three. They got the two outside guys and the D tackle. All right. Cameron Thomas, 12. Ernest Jones from the linebacker position with 12. Sean Murphy Bunting, somebody sitting in the corners. He got 12 in them tackle for losses. Boom, we got a corner with 12 tackle for losses right now. How the hell is that happening?
Yeah, he definitely sending.
Let me find out he got him at safety on the low. Nobody don't know it because they ain't paying attention. All right, Alex Barnett with 11. You got Carlos Basham Jr. with 10. Kenneth Murray Jr., the middle linebacker for the Chargers, with 10. Terrence Campbell, the young rookie diaper dandy at DN for the Bears, 6'7", 313 pounds. Boom, coming off the edge.
That motherfucker big as shit.
Zach Slay, middle linebacker for the Jets. Aiden Hutchinson with 10, and then Marcus Davenport with 10. Now let's get to the sacks leaders right now. Adolphe Owe got 12.5 sacks. Number 2 is Joey Bosa with 10.5, tied with Von Miller with 10.5. Nick Bosa got 8.5. Ajabo with 7.5. Brian Burns was 7, and Montez Sweat was 7. Lawson was 7. Landry was 7. Let's go to the AFC real fast, see if we missed anybody. Look how that shit jumped up into, what the fuck is wrong with this game? It literally jumped into that last year's stats. Let's go to defense real fast. Get back over there. Let's look at these sacks. All right, AFC. Please don't jump. All right, 12, 10.5. Njoku, 8.5. I knew it was missing somebody. Njoku, Ajabo, Landry, and Lawson. All right, NFC. Chase Young with 8.5. Bosa with 8.5. Then the Sweat, Burns. All right, cool. Let's go to the last stat, and we're out of here. INTs. Listen, Deshaun, I call him Dark Knight. He told me he ain't Dark Knight, but I call him Dark Knight. Don't fucking tell me who he is, show guns. Dark Knight, Deshaun Elliott. 10 interceptions on the year right now. How do...
That's an old Raven.
Exactly.
Hey.
Listen, Minka Fitzpatrick is sitting with 8 INTs right now. Are you impressed with that? This is why I'm telling you the Steelers is for real, bro. Like, they got it at every level right now. TJ Watt, they got, come on. Stephon Gilmore got 8 picks. All right, here we go. Come on. Let us finish up. Listen, are you impressed with Seahound? His corner, Stephon, the veteran. Stephon Gilmore got 8.
No, definitely impressed with that, man, because, normally motherfuckers don't throw it to his side, but it seems like everybody trying to. But no, definitely impressed, man, with that. I feel like you always got to be impressed with defense, man, because
you breaking up, boom.
But no, I said, defense, man, or you calling the right players to put your guys in position. So yeah, I think you got to be impressed with that.
All right. So look, the Lions don't have just their strong safety with all them damn picks. You come down here and Melifanu has 7 INTs, so both their safeties are balling at a high level right now. Deshaun Elliott, the first with double digit, and then Melifanu is sitting down here with 7 picks. Now, this is the guy that I said we need to respect, and this is why I'm telling us we have to start treating Ray as, a guy that's really, really getting up. Like I said, Foe was getting better. He was getting better, and I still think he is, but I think Ray is too. Ray has improved 100%. And Tyreek Woolen at 6'4", 210 pounds at cornerback is becoming a shutdown, man, with 7 INTs on the year. Diaper dandy Jason Payton at 6'4", 224 out of Texas A&M got 7 picks on the year. And then there's Von Foe, 6'1", 225. He got 6 interceptions on the season right now. Rookie out of Jackson State. That Kalon Barnes, you can't teach speed, boom. And Kalon Barnes is the fastest corner in the game right now. Like he's a speed demon. Speed demon. Patrick Surtain, look. The Lions are they leading the league in interception? They looking like you did last year, boom. Patrick Surtain got 6 picks. You got 2 safeties with 10 and 7, and then your number 1 corner got 6 picks on the year right now as well. Is the Lions the new DBU? These motherfuckers is balling right now. AJ Terrell with 5. All right, let me go to deflections. Let's get to that real fast. Who got 6? L'Jarius Sneed, Jacoby Durant for the Young Unks team. Poyer with 5. Gilmore with 5. White with 5. There's a lot of 5s. All right, who's forcing fumbles? Dolphy Owe knocking the shit out of people. Dolphy Owe with 4 forced fumbles on the year. Montez Sweat with 3. Myles Garrett 2, and there's a whole bunch of 2s. Now, the last stat is touchdown makers. Who the hell running them back? Keith Jones, the middle linebacker, the diaper dandy for the Panthers, got 3 of them things. Then you're looking at Luke Daniels, all these 2s, Terrell Edmonds, Jonathan Allen, Kalon Barnes, Travarius Ward, Vince Scott, the diaper dandy, ballin' out of control. Balling out of control. All right, I just want to see AFC 2. See if we missed anything. AFC 3, Keith Jones. Nope. All right. With that being said, and hits the franchise guru. We had Falk on for a version of this. Appreciate y'all. We was at 15 to 20 people watching all at once. That's what's up. Proud of that. Now, remember I told y'all this is Commissioner bye week. Yeah. I didn't know that at all. But I gotta come down there. I gotta take out the trash. All right. So remember, bye week, Commissioner bye week. If you played your game before the 8 o'clock deadline, you get 2 gifts. The one gift will be you'll pick a player. The other gift will be I'll pick the player. So if you get the 2, if you get the 1, you will pick that player. Now, what the gift will be, I'm not gonna tell you. I'm just gonna do it, and then when I do it, I'll tell you. Other than that, and hits the franchise guru, we will holler at you on the next episode. You're
Chargers.